Goyal, Professor and Head Department of Business Administration, MIT Meerut, once again take this privilege to invite Dr. Shashank Goyal for our first session of today. Dr. Shashank Goyal, sir, will be speaking on marketing management. As far as his introduction is concerned, Dr. Shashank Goyal, sir, is working as an associate professor in the Department of Business and Management and Business Studies at Meerut Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut. He was awarded the PhD degree in management from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow in the year 2022. In December 2010, he cleared the UGC NET exam. He is a BLSIM Ghaziabad affiliated to of BLSIM Ghaziabad by virtue of completing an MBA from GGSIP University, New Delhi, with a specialization in marketing. He is a first division with distinction position holder at BLSIM in post graduation MBA. He has done BTech in Electronics and Communication from UPTU Lucknow in first division. During his academic career so far, he has published 25 research papers in journals of national and international repute, including Scopus Index and UGC approved journal. He has presented 14 papers in national and international conferences, seminars, and attended 12 workshops, short-term courses, faculty development program. Award for the academic year 2014-15 and achieved award in 2018 as well. With this, I would like to invite Dr. Shashank Goyal, sir, for his session. Over to you, sir, now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Uncle Sir. So let me first of all come in the presenting mode. So keeping in mind the theme of the workshop of the FDP, that is Technology-Based Entrepreneurship Development Program, my today's session will also be inclined on this. I'll be making discussions on marketing management, product promotion, sales and advertising, and in the context of MSME. So the outlines for our today's discussions will include MSME landscape in India. We'll also discuss some success stories of MSME, challenges which are faced by MSME, and definitely in this we'll also talk about the marketing challenges which are faced by most of the MSMEs. We'll discuss about the role of marketing management in success of MSME, the quick review of certain basics, definitions of marketing, we'll do that. And lastly, we'll conclude with MSME product promotion, sales and advertising, the main topic of our today's discussion. So let me start with the MSME landscape in India. So definitely when I'm going to connect that how marketing management is important, if they are lacking in marketing, then how they are affected. So it's really important to understand the landscape of MSME in India. I think the slide is visible. Anyone in the meeting who can just tell me that the slide is not visible?
Right now, it's not visible, sir.
Not visible, sir. Is it visible now, sir?
No, sir, it is not visible.
Should I continue without sharing the slide? Because I'm trying to share it, but it is showing
Okay,
some
just
error.
okay, continue, sir.
Okay, sir. I'll just check once more if it is being shared. Okay, so we are just talking about the MSME landscape in India. So the government of India introduced the term MSME with the agreement act that came in 2006, that is MSME Development Act 2006. MSME standing basically for micro, small and medium enterprises. And the most common way to classify the enterprises is the number of people employed. So if the number of people that are employed by an enterprise is less than 10, so in that case, we may call that enterprise as a micro enterprise, means a very small organization which is working with less than 10 employees. And if the number of employees are greater than 10 or greater or equal to 10 and less than 49, less than 50, that is up to 49. So we may classify such enterprise as a small business. And the businesses with 50 or more employees up to 249 are actually classified as medium-sized businesses. So MSME basically, this agreement 2006 when it came up, basically to see the growth of these small, micro and medium enterprises, the government actually set up the MSME ministry also to see the growth. And basically these are the segments, there are so many in numbers that they generate a lot of employment. So the government actually wanted to support these so that there is a growth of all these MSMEs and there is a growth in the employment also. These medium businesses, small businesses, micro businesses are actually the spine of the Indian economy. They are actually supporting the Indian economy. If we focus on the recent data, more jobs are generated by small firms as they are the major source of economic growth, national prosperity, and innovation. Let us now discuss about some of the statistics related to MSME. These statistics are as per the Forbes report 2024. And this is statistics about MSME actually tells us the figures which will be really helpful for us to carry on with our discussion further. So there are total 633.9 lakh MSMEs in India. There are total 633.9 lakh MSMEs in India. And in India, over 99% of the total as MSMEs qualify as micro enterprises, means 99% of 633.9 lakh MSME. So out of these, 99% are micro enterprises, means very small enterprises, which are actually having employees less than 10. And they make up to 630.5 lakh enterprises. These are the micro enterprises. And there are a total of 3.3 lakh businesses that qualify as small businesses, means with the employees in the range of 10 to 49. So this actually of the total share, it is only just 0.5% of all the MSMEs. And if we talk of the medium businesses, so they form only 0.01%. That is only 0.05 lakh businesses qualify as medium sized businesses. So here with these two data that we have just shared, this data related to the number of MSMEs. So we get to know that micro businesses, micro enterprises, there are 99% of all the MSMEs. They are the maximum who are employing less people, but definitely they are also they are contributing a lot to the Indian economy and also in the generation of more and more employment. Another statistics in this, we can see that the rural areas, if we classify them according to the rural areas, so we'll find the rural areas majority consist of 324.9 lakh businesses. Yani rural area mein 324.9 lakh businesses are there, which are operating in the rural areas. And if we talk about the urban areas, 309 lakh businesses, they are operating from the urban area. This was another statistics based upon rural and urban. Let us now check now another statistics based upon the gender also. So if we see these startups, these enterprises, these micro, small and medium enterprises, the owners, the founders, if we see, so the males, they actually account for around 79.56% of the micro businesses they are the owners. The males are the owners of 79.56% of the micro businesses and 94.74% for the small businesses and 97.63% for the medium businesses. On the other hand, if we talk about the female ownership in this MSME segment, we find that the females account for only 20.44% for the micro businesses, 5.26% for small businesses, and 2.77% for medium businesses. So from this data, we get to know that there are more of the males who are actually the owners of these micro, small, and medium businesses. There are less number of females, though that number is increasing day by day. There is a body of government of India itself, which is looking after the growth of more of women entrepreneurs. So from this data, we actually got to know we could understand the MSME landscape even more better. Just a moment, I'll just try that if I can connect. I've looked for some support. So just a minute. I tried, but it is not sharing this slide. So let's continue with this only. So right now we have discussed the statistics related to MSME. And we get to know from this particular statistics that I've just discussed that micro enterprises, they are large in number. There are many micro businesses, many of the MSMEs which are operating from rural areas. And it is the males who are the majority who are having the ownership of these MSME businesses. This is what is the conclusion of this particular slide on the MSME statistics. We'll now discuss some of the success stories of MSME. So there are multitude, there are many stories of success, and definitely the proper planning, coming up with the idea, working on the idea, coming up with the product or service, and working on the planning part of working on marketing, working on finance. All this has actually led to the success. But definitely marketing has played a very important role. So we'll discuss one of the story which is from Pune, Maharashtra. That is of Amita Deshpande. Amita Deshpande, a woman entrepreneur. She is a founder and a director of Aroha Eco Social Development Private Limited. This is the name of the organization, Aroha Eco Social Development Private Limited. So Amita Deshpande is actually the founder of this. She belongs to Pune, Maharashtra. So she came up with a unique and interesting model of upcycling plastic waste into handicraft using a traditional charkha and handloom. I repeat, she started with a unique and interesting model of upcycling plastic waste. Basically, she is dealing with the plastic waste, and with that plastic waste, she is creating the handicrafts using traditional charkha and handloom, the traditional way of weaving the cloths, conserving the environment and providing livelihood to the tribal and rural families. So she is actually providing the through this innovative idea, this innovative business, she is giving employment to the tribal and rural families. Let us take another story. This story is of Dr. Isa Fatima Jasmine. She is the founder of the Public Foundation. The name of the organization is the Public Foundation. This is a Chennai-based MSME. Again, she has her own success story. She is passionate social entrepreneur. She is actually doing something for the society. So this is a passionate social entrepreneur striving to bridge the gap between the food wastage and food insecurity with the vision to eradicate the hunger in day-to-day life and provide food for the needy. So this is another MSME. So both of the two which we have studied, so definitely they worked very well on their ideas, and they planned their ideas in a very well way, and they planned their marketing also in a wonderful manner. Uh, Today, they are counted under the successful MSMEs. These are just not two examples. There are multitude of examples. There are multiple cases, multiple stories of success of entrepreneurs, both male entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs in different areas. And definitely, these enterprises are actually contributing to the Indian economy. Let's now see the challenges faced by MSME entrepreneurs. Challenges are those, if we will encounter them, we'll reach the success. And without challenges, the success has no fun. So we'll discuss the challenges faced by MSME entrepreneurs. Definitely, the government, when they thought of coming up with the MSME ministry, so there were so many challenges. The MSMEs were struggling. The small enterprises, the micro enterprises, they were all struggling, and the government thought of supporting them, and therefore they come up with the MSME. But still, the challenges remains. They are reduced, but still there are challenges. We'll discuss some of the major challenges. However, our focus will be more on the marketing challenges, as the session today is on marketing management. So we'll first of all see all the challenges, a few of the important challenges faced by the MSMEs, and thereafter we'll check in details the challenges faced by the, uh, especially in the marketing area. So the challenges faced by,
Shashank sir, are you there in the meeting?
I'm in the meeting. I'm trying to connect. I've called someone for the support so that I can share the
Okay,
screen.
okay.
I'm just checking that.
Sir, please continue as it is because recording is going on. Your screen is visible, sir.
Okay. So whatever I've discussed, just I'll move through in a fast pace. So this is the topic of discussions we will be doing: MSME landscape in India, few success stories, challenges faced. So we've already covered about the MSME landscape in India, and the statistics also we've discussed, and the few success stories we've talked about these also. Right now we are having our discussions on the challenges faced by the MSME entrepreneurs. So there are a lot many challenges, but our focus will be more on the marketing challenges. So the challenges which are the topmost challenge is the finance. So if you talk to any MSME or any small business, the very first problem, the very first challenge that they will say that they are having limited funds. They are having lack of finance, though the government has provided many schemes for this, but still, if you will talk to any business, not even the small business, the big businesses, even if you will talk to them, so whatever finance they have, still that finance remains to be less. But definitely these small businesses, they are, even if through these schemes they are getting amount that may be limited and may not be appropriate enough uh, for the growth that they actually planning to have. So the challenges, the foremost challenges is the limited access to the finance. Due to the limited finance, definitely certain functions may get compromised, especially the finances available by these MSME organizations, these enterprises. They may end up their funds in production, in product developments, in technology for production. So leaving less finance or less budget or less amount with them for other functions. And definitely such small businesses, if we talk of advertising budget, so they do not plan their advertising budgets, many of them, the small businesses. they actually, what is left out, they will just think of spending that thing. But without proper planning, you can't achieve what you actually want to achieve. We'll discuss more on this. The another constraint or the another challenge which is faced by the MSME is the infrastructural constraints. So we'll find these small micro businesses, many of them, they are just operating, they are living on the first floor and they are doing their operations in the ground floor. The infrastructure is not that developed. Definitely, that is also because of the poor finance or the poor money available with them. They have started from their home itself, and a area of the house is dedicated for that. Uh, and definitely, the infrastructure plays important role. So, infrastructural constraints is again challenge for these MSMEs. The inadequate transportations, the power supply, the telecommunication facilities, all these may actually create a challenge for them. Another challenge is a technological obsolescence. So we all know that technology has become an important factor of the business environment, and new researches are being conducted regularly on regular basis, and they are affecting the way the businesses are done, the way the products are manufactured. They are changing the entire landscape of the way the businesses are being done. So the technological obsolescence, the use of old technology by these MSMEs are actually pushing them back. So they need to adapt the new technology. They need to work on the new technology so that they can also move parallel to the others in the world. So technological obsolescence is again a challenge. Another challenge is the market access and competition. They actually, these are small businesses. They are working with less capital. They are working with very limited infrastructural infrastructure available with them, the old technology. So definitely, the big organizations who may be manufacturing or producing the similar nature of products, they give a stiff competition. They give a hard competition to these organizations, and to face that competition is really a typical one. Moreover, this competition is there. This facing this competition is a challenge. Also, they because of limited knowledge, because of limited um, access to the domestic and international markets, they have a constraint in their growth. Another challenge could be the lack of ability to promote and market their products. So many of the rural, if we talk of rural MSMEs, the micro businesses. So these micro businesses, the people might not be very educated. They might not be having the full knowledge. They try to get that knowledge. They might not be having. So all this can actually create a barrier. The way they promote their products, they market their products. So again, there are multiple challenges still. Let us now focus on the marketing challenges. So definitely, if everything is done very well, the idea is so good, the product is wonderful, it's innovative, everything is well planned, but marketing, the area of marketing you are lacking. So you won't be able to send your product to your customers. अगर जो प्रोडक्ट है आपका वो ही कस्टमर तक नहीं पहुंच पाएगा या कस्टमर अवेयर ही नहीं है आपके प्रोडक्ट के बारे में, then how you can expect that you will grow, your business will grow. So definitely marketing is a great challenge for all the micro, small and medium enterprises. They need to work on marketing. Many of these MSMEs, they fail because they do not leverage this marketing, the marketing knowledges. So the marketing challenges, let us see the pointers on the slide. The limited marketing budget. So when overall budget is less, so definitely it's going to affect the marketing budget too. If marketing budget is less, then definitely it becomes typical to use multiple promotional tools to carry on with multiple marketing activities, to carry on with the multiple promotional activities. So it becomes a constraint because of budget. You might not be, based upon your objectives, maybe you are required to do 5 activities related to marketing. You have to run multiple campaigns, advertising campaigns, but due to budget you cannot afford that because it's the availability of money is not with you. So the marketing budget, if it is not enough, so definitely that is again a challenge. There should be a proper budget. There is a direct relationship between the sales and the budget. You increase the budget, the sales budget, so the sales will increase. Maybe at a particular point when you will reach, when you increase the budget too much, then there might be a stagnant growth. That at that time the sales may get stagnant. But initially, when you start increasing your budget, the sales will increase in the same proportion. So budget plays important role, and again, it's a challenge. Lack of marketing expertise. I've discussed this point earlier, also on the earlier slide, also that most of these MSMEs, they lack the marketing knowledge, they lack the marketing expertise. They might not be having so much of resources to hire the marketing experts who could help them out. The support whatever they are getting from the government, that might be the one which they are actually they're working on. So the lack of marketing expertise. So MSMEs often lack in-house marketing expertise and may not have dedicated marketing teams or professionals. So again, if they are not having those experts or those marketing professionals, then again they can lack in their marketing efforts, and therefore they can. This will actually have an effect on their sales. This will have the effect on their revenues, because if efforts are not made, then how the achievements can be there. Another challenge is the limited access to the marketing resources. So when I say marketing resources, so marketing resources are the gold. I'm not talking about the physical gold. I'm talking about the data. Data is not less than a gold, because when you dig into the data, you get such important aspects about the market that you can encash that through your strategies. So these MSMEs, they actually suffer with the lack of data. They don't have the market data. They lack with the market research data. They lack with the consumer insights. उनको नहीं पता कि consumer को actually क्या चाहिए, and to know the consumer. However, the consumer behavior is very complex to study also. It's keep on changing also, but definitely through the researches, through the collection of data, you can have all this. But most of the MSMEs, they are in the lack of these marketing resources. Marketing analytics, which is one of the topmost area in marketing today, and most of the big organizations, their every strategies today is based upon the marketing analytics, the marketing knowledge that is being derived from the analysis of marketing data, which has been collected from the multiple points where the customer meets the organization. So this is again challenge when they don't have the access to this data, and they don't know how to use marketing analytics in framing their own strategies. Another challenge is difficulty in building brand awareness. So definitely the MSMEs, they also lack in building the brand awareness among the consumers. They may also have the problem that they might not have identified, because they are not working on the marketing knowledge. So हो सकता है उन्होंने अपना segment भी सही से ना select, segmentation भी सही से ना करा हो, targeting भी नहीं करी हो, and they have not positioned their product, they have not positioned their brand. Maybe they are not using the branding also. So these are all the challenges, marketing related challenges faced by the uh, MSMEs. Other challenges are the ineffective use of digital marketing. So today's world where we are not using only the traditional marketing or the traditional ways of marketing. Today, the marketing operations are more based upon the digital. So the ineffective use of digital marketing is actually a challenge. While digital marketing offers cost effective ways to reach a wider audience, many MSMEs may lack the necessary skills and knowledge to leverage the digital marketing channels effectively. So, with the use of digital marketing, you can reach large number of people, not only in India or at your national level or your state level, but throughout the world. So, and it is cost effective also. But many of the MSMEs they actually lack in the skills and knowledge to leverage the benefits of the digital marketing. They may be doing that, but they are struggling with online advertising, social media marketing, search engine optimization, content marketing. We'll discuss about these techniques also in the end of our slide. So the ineffective use of digital marketing is again a challenge. We've heard many success stories which are generally you can have access on the Amazon, and how many small businesses they have connected with these platforms, and they have generated good revenues, they have generated good sales. We have such examples because they have leveraged, they have used the digital marketing. So the ineffective use of digital marketing is yet another challenge. Mm. Another challenge is limited marketing channels. So some of the MSMEs are today, even today, they are actually looking only after the traditional marketing channels. They don't want to change. They simply want to stick to the traditional ways of marketing, the traditional channels of marketing, and they are not adopting the modern ways or the modern channels of uh, marketing. So this is again a challenge. MSMEs rely heavily on traditional marketing channels such as print media, local advertising, word of mouth referrals, which may not always yield the desired results. They may have limited access to newer marketing channels and platforms that can help them reach a broader audience and broad specific market segments. If we talk of the big organizations, so they are using just not one channel, they are using multiple channels. Some organizations are using even more than 5 channels to reach their customers. But if we talk of these MSMEs, you will find they are using very limited number of channels to connect with their consumers. Another challenge related to the marketing faced by MSME is the inefficient sales processes. So the sales processes of these MSMEs are inefficient. The poor marketing efforts can lead to inefficiencies in the sales process, including longer sales cycle, lower rates, and difficulty in closing the deals. MSMEs may struggle to effectively communicate the value proposition of their products or services to the potential customers. Value proposition means the if some product is being offered by the MSME, so that product may be unique in its design. There may be some innovative features which makes it different from any other offers in the market. So that would be the value proposition. मतलब कि किसी प्रोडक्ट में जो कुछ अलग हटके है which makes it valuable, that is the value proposition. So MSMEs may struggle to effectively communicate the value proposition, यानी उनके प्रोडक्ट की जो वैल्यू है वो उसे बता ही नहीं पा रहे हैं, पहुंच ही नहीं पा रहे हैं अपने कस्टमर्स तक. So this is again a challenge. So addressing the lack of ability to promote and market products requires MSMEs to invest in building marketing capabilities, leveraging available resources effectively, and adopting innovative marketing strategies. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर किसी के पास फाइनेंस की शॉर्टेज है या उनके पास नॉलेज है तो दे कांट डू एनीथिंग. डेफिनेटली दे कैन डू. अगर लिमिटेड फंड्स नहीं है तो दे कैन प्लान बेटर दैट हाउ दे कैन रीच मैक्सिमम पीपल. दे कैन यूज ऑनलाइन मोड्स which are very cost effective rather than the traditional ones, and they can generate more sales. So it's all about planning, that how they plan their efforts, how they make their marketing strategies. So these were the discussion on the challenge. So let's now come to the role of marketing in MSME success. That how working on marketing can lead to success. How focusing on marketing can lead to success of MSME. So the failure of micro, small and medium enterprises due to lack of the proper marketing is a common issue. This is a common issue. And here we will discuss why marketing is crucial for the success of MSME. यानी वो क्यों crucial है, क्यों important है MSME के लिए. And अगर marketing efforts missing है, then what will happen? How it can lead to failure. So based on certain points, we will discuss this. So the failure of micro, small and medium enterprises due to lack of proper marketing is a common issue. So the very first point here we'll discuss is visibility and awareness. So effective marketing increases the visibility and awareness of a MSME's product or services among its target audience. यानी अगर marketing efforts इफेक्टिव है, मार्केटिंग इफेक्टिव है, तो जो हमारा प्रोडक्ट है, जो एमएसएमई का प्रोडक्ट है, उसको उससे लोग जो हैं, यानी जो उसके टारगेट ऑडियंस हैं, वो अवेयर होंगे उसके बारे में जानेंगे, उसकी विजिबिलिटी बढ़ेगी इफ देयर इज अ प्रॉपर मार्केटिंग. बट अगर नहीं है, मार्केटिंग एफर्ट्स आर मिसिंग, तो हो सकता है कि जो पोटेंशियल कस्टमर्स हैं, पोटेंशियल कस्टमर मतलब जो अभी कस्टमर है नहीं बट हो सकते हैं, दे मे बी हैविंग द नीड ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट. So the potential customers may remain unaware of the existence of the business or its offerings. यानी अगर marketing efforts enough नहीं है, proper नहीं है, so then the potential customers will remain unaware of the existence of the business offerings, and this will have an impact on their sales and revenue as well. The sales and revenue will go down. So if we have to increase the visibility and awareness of our products, so definitely the MSMEs have to work on the marketing. They have to make their marketing effective. This will lead to increased visibility and awareness among the customers and potential customers, and will generate more sales, more revenues. Another point is the competitive advantage. So marketing allows MSMEs to differentiate themselves from competitors by highlighting their USPs. तो कहीं ना कहीं marketing को use करते हुए you can actually you can draw your image that how you are valuable, what are your unique selling propositions, and you can be ahead in competition to your competitors. But if you are missing on the marketing area, then definitely you lost opportunities, you lost your market share to your competitors because you lack the competitive advantage. Customer acquisition. So you can acquire more customers if your marketing efforts are effective. You can reach to more people, more potential customers you can have. And definitely when you will add more and more people, definitely it will increase your sales and revenue. Customer retention. So through your marketing efforts, through customer relationship management efforts, you can retain the customers. So again, marketing plays an important role in customer retention also. Then revenue generation we discussed, and market expansion. So if you need to market your products in different uh, to different segments of the same market, then also the marketing will help you out. If you want to offer your products to more than one market and multiple segments in those markets, then again marketing will help you out. But if you are missing on your marketing efforts, so it will be very struggling situation for you. Expansion you might do, but results might not be as per your expectations. Brand building, marketing really helps in building the brand name, and once the brand is built, then the people really have your products have real visibility in the market and more demand. Brands generally have more demands. Marketing also helps you to adapt to the market changes. So basically, if your marketing efforts are strong, so marketing plays a crucial role in the success of MSMEs by driving visibility, differentiation, customer acquisition, retention, revenue generation, market expansion, brand building, adaptation to the market changes. And MSMEs that neglect marketing or fail to implement effective marketing strategies may struggle to compete. They will face stiff competition. They will not see growth, and they will not be able to sustain their business in such a dynamic and competitive marketplace. Therefore, investing in marketing is essential for the long term success of these MSMEs. Now, once we've discussed the challenges, we've discussed the role of marketing in the success of MSME, let's now have a quick review of certain basics of marketing, and then we'll move further with our the main. So first of all, the definition of marketing, all of you must be aware of this. This is the latest definition which was approved by AMA, American Marketing Association. This is a body which keeps on revising the definition of marketing over the years. So this is the latest definition they've given. They've defined marketing as the activity, set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customer, clients, partners, and society at large. So let us a little bit elaborate this. Marketing is the activity. So in marketing, we do number of activities. We may have the activity like research for data, finding out the customer preferences. We may have activities like test marketing of the products. Uh, we may have activities like pricing the products. There are a number of activities, advertising, carrying out with the campaigns, online campaigns, social media campaigns. These are all the marketing activities. And when we say set of institutions, means marketing is not only the company which is actually working with the product is not the only company which is involved. So if any MSME is selling its products through the Amazon platform, so definitely Amazon is yet another institution involved. So, and if it is, if the organization is selling through the traditional channels, then the wholesalers, retailers, they are all different institutions. They are all different organizations, but they together come up for making the marketing success. And definitely, marketing is a process, the process of creating the value. This is how Kotler has also defined it. Uh, Marketing is a process for creating the value, communicating the value to the customers, creating the value for the customers, communicating the value to the customers, and delivering and exchanging the value with the customers. Now, what is value? If we say so, value is the total benefits which the consumer actually gets from the offering, and also we can actually have the formula, the mathematical formula for value, which is value is equal to the total benefits derived from the offering divided by the total cost which the customer has to incur for that benefit. So value play an important role, and today it's the value that we need to work on. So when we are talking of marketing, so marketing is a process of creating the value for the customer. The customer is not paying for the product, it is paying for the value which is actually derived from the product. And that value need to be communicated to them through the different marketing promotions, through using the different marketing promotional tools, and delivering the value to them, exchanging the offerings to them. I hope this definition is clear. So again, this picture is showing the marketing mix, the product price, place, promotion, then how a good ratio of a right mix of all these four components will actually lead to creating the value for the customer, and communicating the value and delivering the value. This completes the process. Again, you will, by altering these four P's, you can alter the offer. Now the seven P's and the seven C's. So the seven P's, initially there were four P's, then later on three more P's were added to it. Product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. These are the seven P's. And parallel to them are the seven C's. Product, the corresponding C is the customer, because customer basically look for the product benefit. And price, so the customer has to pay the cost of that. Place, so customer generally look for convenience in getting that product. Promotion, the corresponding C is communication, so they receive the communication so that they become aware of the offers. And people, the caring, the way they deal with the customers, and the processes, how they are coordinated. And physical evidence is basically the confirmation of the offer, if it is intangible mostly. So customer value we've already discussed. Customer value is the ratio of total customer benefit to the total customer cost. And when we say benefits, so the customer derives different benefits from the offer. One is the direct product benefit. Then the services which are attached with the offer, that is again a benefit. And the personal benefit, the benefit which is achieved because of the personal means the employee of the organization. If he deals in a good manner, so definitely you feel that benefit. And image benefit, what is the image of that particular offer? These constitutes the total customer benefit. And if we talk of the total customer cost, it includes the monetary cost, time cost, energy cost, and psychological cost. So if we sum up all these benefits, customer benefits, and we divide them with the total customer cost, we will get the value. And the value delivery process. So basically, marketing is today now the value delivery process, in which you choose the right customers, you create the value for them, you communicate them the value, and you deliver the value to them. Now, when it comes to communicating, so let's talk about the promotion mix, or we can say the promotional tools. So there are 5 tools of marketing communication, that is advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, public relations, and direct marketing. These are the 5 most common tools for promoting the product. Advertising being any paid form of non-personal presentation by an identified sponsor. So advertising is today done not only in traditional manner, but also on online, on various social media platforms, on various websites and own websites. It is being done online as well as offline. Personal selling, where personal presentations are being given by the company's sales force or the representative. Sales promotions are short-term incentives to encourage the sales, where generally the discounts you will find, or you will find you get certain articles free with the main product. So that is the sales promotion. Public relations is all about building good relations with your customers. Today, many of the organizations, they are using systems like CRM. Sometimes in SAP also they have the module of CRM, customer relationship management, where they build good relationships with the customers. Basically, public relations is all about creating a good image in the minds of the consumers. If the consumers have a good image in the mind, so definitely they will go with the product. Another is the direct marketing. So basically, direct marketing talks about dealing directly with the customer. So many of the online channels, they are the direct channels of making the product available to the customer. So these are the different five tools which are being used. They have their own advantages and disadvantages, which we are not going to discuss here. Um, so these were some of the basics that we need to know before we proceed ahead. So I've just had a quick review of these. Let's now come to the MSME: product promotion, sales, and advertising. So this is basically, here we'll discuss we'll use a tailor approach for MSMEs, that how they should proceed. For micro, small, and medium enterprises, effective product promotion, sales, and advertising strategies are essential for reaching target markets, increasing brand visibility, and driving revenue growth. Just a minute.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but time is still 2:15.
So I have to wind up till 2:15.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So just give me 5 minutes more.
Okay, okay.
So this is the tailor-made approach for the MSMEs. So they need to identify the target audience. They need to basically, the most important process in marketing is the segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So they need to recognize the segments, choose the appropriate segment, and target that segment in by positioning their products in that manner. So uh, the MSMEs also, they need to work on this. They need to identify their target audience. They should have a clear picture of who their target audience are, so that their efforts do not go waste. And also they should be very much clear about their unique selling proposition, that what makes them unique, what makes them different, what is innovative in their idea. So they need to be very much clear, so that they can communicate this USPs to their target audience in the right way. Thirdly, they need to utilize the digital marketing. So as per our theme, we are talking about technology based entrepreneurship. So definitely these MSMEs, if they will leverage this digital marketing, this will be really helpful. So utilizing digital marketing offers cost-effective ways, and if you need to exist today in the marketplace, you need to have this. To compete with others, you need to have this. You need to have your own website also, where you can showcase your products and even facilitate online sales through your websites. You need to be present on different social media platforms where most of the people are today: LinkedIn, Facebook, there are so many, Twitter. So you need to be there, you need to advertise there, you need to have your presence, you need to have your own pages where you can have dialogues with your customers, target customers. You can have sharing of content over there and building good image. You can use email marketing for personalized offers. You can send through using the email marketing, search engine optimization. So definitely, the MSMEs can work on the search engine optimization for marketing success. So by building good content, They can have the they can optimize their search engines. They can have more. What is actually search engine optimization? Basically, you develop such a content that somebody, when they search on the Google, so you will emerge uh, early in the searches. The the more is the more optimized is your keywords, the more valuable is your content, you will have a good rank in that search. That would be the organic traffic. And otherwise you can go for paid also. इसमें paid भी होता है कि आप पे कर सकते हो, and then you can have your advertisements. कोई अगर कीवर्ड डाल के सर्च करता है तो आपका एडवर्टाइजमेंट सबसे पहले दिख जाएगा उसमें. But that may be expensive, but that technique can be used initially. Pay per click advertising can also be can be utilized by the MSMEs. Content marketing is all about building good content, using the keywords which are associated with your product category, on blogs, on videos, and at different places. The good content you have, the more the people will correlate with that content, they will more visit your sites, and more they will actually give a trial to your product. So content marketing plays an important role. Another, it could be the local marketing initiative. So very small or even the micro businesses, they can work at the local levels using the even the traditional modes also. They can work there. They can have some local events. They can participate in certain trade shows. By doing this, also they can increase their visibility. They can increase their sales. They can increase their revenues. Um, Customer referral programs can be used, where if somebody refers to your business or your product to any other person, so they get certain benefits of that. So this can also be used. Partnerships and collaborations, you can collaborate. These small MSMEs can collaborate with some other organizations, and they together um, can pool their funds, and then they can have this together. Now, analytics is playing a great role today, so they need to work on analytics also for their marketing success, because metrics tell a lot that customer ने कौन सा product देखा, कौन से product में वो interested है, how they can actually sell off, what is the reason why the sale is not happening. So all these things can be finded out through the analytic data. Then the customer engagement and feedbacks they can work on, and consistent branding. So by implementing a strategic mix of these marketing, sales, and advertising tactics, MSMEs can effectively promote their products, drive sales, and compete in the marketplace. So I'll just conclude with the three slides I just show. Only three slides more are left. Uh, so here are the tables for the MSME promotion strategy. So they can go for the social media campaigns, they can go for email marketing, content marketing, loyalty programs, partnership marketing, events and workshops. And if we talk of the MSME sales channels, so they can move to the online stores, retail partnership, that is the traditional way of selling their products through the brick and mortar stores, which many of them they are still doing. Uh, they need to work on the technology based platforms more. Then MSME advertising channels. So through the Google ads, they can have ads on the Google, so that if somebody searches certain their product, the product related to their category, so they may emerge in that particular search. And there is a high chance that the people will click on that and will visit and see that what is available. Social media ads. So social media is playing a great role. Email campaigns can be done. Influencer marketing can be done. There are certain people on the social media who are the influencers, so you can connect with them. Many companies are already using, small companies they are doing that. Certain beauty companies which are selling beauty products, they are also using influencer marketing to sell their creams and all that products, beauty products. Print media, outdoor advertising. So all these are the different techniques which can really help MSMEs in achieving a good promotions, good sales, and this can how they can actually utilize their advertising. So that's all for from my side. If there is any query, so you can just let me know.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful insights. And really, we have gained the knowledge regarding the marketing management and various aspects of marketing that is helpful to the entrepreneurs as far as MSME business is concerned. Thanks for your input, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now it's a time for our second session. I just wanted to ask, is Dr. Abhishek Maheshwari, sir, is present in the meeting?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, audience, we are just going through our second session now, and we have Dr. Abhishek Maheshwari ji with us. As far as introduction is concerned, Dr. Maheshwari sir, in his teaching career, has earned reputation as a corporate trainer and management researcher. With graduation in commerce from CCS University, Meerut, he is MCom and gold medalist in MBA Finance from IGNOU, New Delhi. He has completed his PhD in finance from CCS University, Meerut. He is UGC NET qualified in commerce as well as in management subjects. He has presented and published many research papers in Scopus, UGC Care, international journals of repute, conferences and seminars. One Indian patent and one international patent is also granted to him. He is enlisted with many universities for the adjudication of PhD thesis. He is having more than 19 years of experience in academics. Before joining Christ University, Delhi NCR, he was working in the Bangalore campus of Christ University. He has created a YouTube channel named Dr. Abhishek Maheshwari. There are around 80 videos related to the topics of accounting, finance, risk, application of Excel in finance, etc. He has authored one book, 101 Keys to Unlock Finance Interview Questions and Answers, which is available on Amazon.com itself. He is an advisory board member of Janit Consultancy Company as well. He has also conducted many FDPs and workshops in his field as a resource person. His unique methodology, clubbed with his potential to deliver, has made him an energetic entrepreneur trainer. So, with this, I would like to invite Dr. Abhishek Maheshwari sir for his session. Over to you, sir, now.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. And I'm thankful to Dr. Ankul Goyal, Professor and Head, and the management of the MIT for inviting me, as well as to the DST sponsored technology based entrepreneurship development program. And I would like to, sir, I need the sharing rights, sir.
Yes, sir, you
Okay.
are a co host now. You
Acha.
can share your screen.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yes, yes. Sir, is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir, it is truly visible.
Okay. So, uh, welcome all the participants, and I would like to deliver on the topic profitability and balance sheet. Both are very important for a businessman, whether he's a new businessman starting associated with MSME or any other type of business they are doing. So we would discuss these concepts. So first we start with the very, very basic. What are the finance? Sir, whether the this is slide is changing, can you see?
Yes, sir, we are seeing your slides.
Just changing it is okay. It's fine.
No, no,
So
I think it's not changing.
it is the first
We are
slide
seeing the
showing.
first slide only.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. Sometimes this problem comes,
Now it is changing, navigating, sir.
but uh, now it is navigating.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay, fine, sir. Thank you. So, as per the financial statements of the Schedule of Companies Act, so basically, the purpose of financial statements are to summarize the data in an accounting year so that we can find out what is the financial performance of the company. And it is a medium of communicating the accounting information to all type of users, whether they are internals, employees, the owners, the shareholders, the management or as well as to the outsiders who have given loans to the company, the lenders, the customers, the government the government who is looking for the taxes. So as per the Companies Act 2013, a set of financial statement includes the balance sheet at the end of the period. End of the period means basically on 31st March when the year is closing, the statement of profit and loss, how much profit we have incurred or loss we are having, a statement of changes in the equity for the period in which we prepare what is the opening balance of equity, how many new shares issued, whether to the public or as per the ESOP, forfeiture of the shares, and what is the closing balance of equity shares. Then cash flow statement, what are the uses and sources of funds, and notes to accounts. It provides information about the basis of preparation of the financial statements and the specific accounting policies used. So out of these five, we will mainly focus on P&L and balance sheet today as per the topic. So the statement of profit and loss. The purpose of making profit and loss account is to find out the profit or loss of the enterprise, how much the company earned or the any firm earned, to provide information about different sources of incomes and gains, what are the main sources where we are getting the incomes, and what are the main sources, different type of expenses and losses, where we are spending the money. So in this way, it is a comprehensive statement. The basic concepts behind while preparing the income statement or the P&L account is that number one, accounting period. It is made for a particular period, generally for 12 months, starting from 1st April to 31st March. On the basis of separate entity concept, it means business and businessmen both are different, and we prepare account for the business. Money measurement concept, it means only those entries are recorded in the books of accounts which can be measured in terms of money. Accrual concept, it like all the outstanding and prepaid incomes and expenditures will be adjusted. Matching concept means if we will take the income and expenses of the same period, and conservatism means that we will not provide for the future profits, but we will incorporate future losses. So on the basis of these concepts and the materiality means we will ignore some unimportant items. So on the basis of these concepts, the P&L account is prepared. So this is the format, but we will discuss the format of the Maruti Suzuki Limited. So I am skipping this now. And what is balance sheet actually? The balance sheet is a statement of assets and liabilities. It shows the financial position of enterprise at a given date. Given date means if we are preparing the balance sheet on 31st March, so it is showing on 31st March in the evening at 5 p.m. when we are finalizing the balance sheet, what are the assets and liabilities of the company. It is just like the photo of a company. On 31st March, how the company look like. So these some of the concepts are also levied while we are preparing the balance sheet. The separate entity, money measurement, going concern means we assume that the firm is having a long life, and historical cost means we show the assets of the cost price minus depreciation and not at the market value. And dual aspect means every transaction has two aspects, debit and credit. Fine. Now, schedule 3. So while making P&L and balance sheet, some of the points we should always consider. Number one, account must be maintained on an accrual basis and according to double entry bookkeeping system. It means the companies, MSMEs cannot prepare account on single entry system. They have to prepare on double entry bookkeeping system. The balance sheet and P&L must be prepared for every financial year. The financial statement must be laid before the AGM of the shareholders for approval within 6 months of the close of the year. The balance sheet must give figures for the current year and comparative figures for the previous year so that we can compare whether we are progressing, whether the company is progressing or declining, and information required under any head may be given in separate notes to accounts. So notes to accounts basically give the items. And reporting currency of India is INR. It means in India, all the financial statements will be prepared only in Indian rupee, not in any other currency. This is the format, but we will take the financial statement, the format of the Maruti Suzuki India Limited. So this is the latest 2022-23 financial statement data, which I am taking. So this is the asset side. First, we are taking discussing about the asset. In the asset side, okay. In the non-current means long-term assets. So like property, plant and equipment, PPE we call it in short. PPE means basically the land, building, plant, machine, all these things are covered under PPE. Capital work in progress means suppose one factory is under development. It is not yet constructed. Construction is not completed. So it will come under capital work in progress. When it will be completed, it will be transferred to PPE account. Intangible assets means like good patent, trademarks, softwares, copyrights. They come under the intangible assets, which we cannot see, we cannot touch. Intangible asset development means it is just like suppose we have given the contract to a company for making software for our company, but it is not yet finalized. It is going on under development. So that will be shown under this heading, intangible assets under development. Then right of use assets. Right of use assets means we are talking about the lease agreements. If we have taken, if we have given any asset on lease, that will be known as right of use asset. Then financial assets means suppose we have invested money for more than 1 year. So investments made for more than 1 year, loans we made more than 1 year, or except these two, any other financial asset that will come here if it is for more than 1 year investments. Then non-current tax asset, deferred tax. Deferred tax is actually basically it comes under accounting standard 22. It means there are two types of taxes: current tax and deferred tax. Current tax means as per our P&L account, as per our financial accounting, what is the tax which the company should paid. And deferred tax means many times due to the provisions of the taxation, there may be some time differences due to which year is not my profit, because in the coming years I have to pay more tax. So that is known as deferred tax. These are the non-current assets. Non-current means long term, more than 1 year. Then we are having the current assets. Current assets we include in this inventory. Inventory means stock. It may be the stock of raw material, finished goods, work in progress. Then financial assets. Financial assets we are having in non-current also as well as current also. If we have invested money for less than 1 year, it will be shown under the current assets. So investments, it means investment for less than 1 year. Trade receivables, cash and cash equivalents, other bank balances, any loan given for less than 1 year, or any other financial asset. So in this way, if we make the total of all the current and non-current assets, this is the total of these are the total assets. And you can see here the note number is written 4, 5, 35 like this. So what is this 4 mean? Here it is written property, plant and equipment 4 number. So it means if you want to know from where the detail is like 1,66,666. So this detail you can see from where this figure has come out. You can go to the note number 4 and you can see the full detail. So there, the note is basically the explanation of each and every item. Then on the liability side, it is divided into two parts: equity and liabilities. Liabilities are again of two types, non-current and current. So in the equity, we have the equity share capital and other equity. Other equity means basically we are talking about reserves, we are talking about surplus, fine, any type of general reserve, general fund, these things come under the other equity. And total comes to total equity. In the liability, we are having non-current liabilities. One is a financial liability. If you have taken any lease for the longer period, more than 1 year, so it comes under the lease liability, any type of provisions, and any other liability which is to be paid after 1 year. You have taken some loans for more than 1 year. Then we are having current liabilities. In this, we are having the borrowings which are less than 1 year, trade payables, any creditors less than 1 year, any lease liability, any other financial liabilities, all these if they are less than 1 year, so they will come under the under this part. Fine, under the current liabilities. Then we make the total liabilities and total equity and liabilities. So as per the double entry concept, total assets will always be equal to the total liabilities, whether the company is in the profit or company is in the loss, but it will always tally. There is one liability which we do not show in the balance sheet, that is contingent liabilities. Contingent liability is also known as off balance sheet liabilities because they do not appear in the balance sheet, but they are reported into the notes to account. Like for example, pending litigations, claims against the company which are not yet finalized, any guarantee given by the company. So because it is not sure whether the liability will arise or not, so we do not show them in the balance sheet. Now if we come to the P&L account, so first we are just going through what is the formats of balance sheet and P&L, then we discuss in detail about the profitability. Fine. So this is the balance sheet, the P&L account of the Maruti Suzuki India Limited. So the revenue from operations means here what is the actual business of the company. So the main business of the Maruti Suzuki is selling cars, number one, selling the spare parts, and number three, providing services to the cars. So this is their revenue from operations. Other income means, suppose like companies having income from interest, income from dividend, income from rent. So these type of incomes are not the operating income because that is not the business of the company. They come under the other income concept. So the total comes to the total income. Then expenses, we include cost of material consumed, the raw material used in manufacturing the cars, purchase of stock in the year, change in inventory. Change in inventory means basically the closing stock minus opening stock, so how much stock is used. Employee benefit expenses means all the expenses incurred on the employees, like on their salary, wages, training, development, pension, anything. Finance cost means the interest cost of the company. Depreciation and amortization, they are the non-cash expenses. Then any other expenses and vehicle for own use. Any if Maruti is, as they are manufacturing cars, so for the business purposes, their own business purposes, they are using their cars. So that is again common to over here. Then total expenses, if we deduct total expenses from total income, so this we get profit before tax. When we pay the taxes out of this, we get profit after profit for the year, or you can say profit after taxes. From these taxes, this is basically the first part of the income statement, and the second part is this other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income means basically the items which will not be classified to P&L account. Like for example, a company has some foreign exchange reserve. So if there is a change in the market value of the foreign exchange reserve, number one, there are so many examples of this. If company has purchased some equity instruments and there is a change in the value of the equity instruments, so these are some of the examples which we include in the comprehensive income. And in the last, we calculate earning per share. There are two types of EPS. basic and diluted. Basic EPS means total income of the company divided by number of equity shares. And diluted EPS means, uh, suppose company has issued some convertible debentures or some convertible preference shares after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, when they will be converted into the equity shares. So what will happen? The number of equity shares will increase. So when number of equity shares will increase, then the earning per share will decline. So that is known as diluted EPS. Fine. So this is about the P&L account of a company. So we have not taken just the format. We have just taken the actual P&L account of and balance sheet of Maruti Suzuki. Now, if we discuss about the profitability is very important for the survival of any company. Profitability refers to financial performance of the business. We are running business, why? To make the profit. Many times it happens that in a company there is a huge sales. The sale volume is too big, but profit is negligible or company is in the loss. So it means company is not able to manage the company properly. So we use profitability ratios which measure the profit earning capacity of the firm and its ability to ensure adequate return to its shareholders. Because the purpose of any organization is to make profit. So that's why this topic is very, very important. And we measure whether company is able to make some profit or not. The profitability ratios can be determined in relation of sales and in relation to investments. Fine. So in relation to sales, we are having two ratios, gross profit ratio and net profit ratio. While in relation to investments, we are having return on investment, or return on capital employed, return on equity, earning per share, dividend payout, earning payout, and so many other. Firstly, we will discuss how actually there are different measures of profit. There are different measures of profit. So we will discuss a little bit about what are the different measures. Revenue, if we take so we have just summarized the P&L account just to understand it in a better term. Suppose revenue from operations is 200 lakhs, all the data in rupees in INR lakhs, cost of goods sold is 120 and gross profit is 80. So this is profit number one, gross profit. Gross profit is the difference between revenue from operations and cost of goods sold. This gross profit is actually higher the gross profit, better it is, because there are so many other expenditures which are to be adjusted from the gross profit. Then number two, then after gross profit, we deduct administrative expenses, sales and distribution expenses. So we got EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. This is a very important term. We will discuss in detail what is EBITDA and actually why it is used. So we'll discuss. First, we just go through this statement. Then depreciation and amortization. After this, we are having the EBIT or operating profit minus. So EBIT is earning before interest and tax. So we have not deducted interest and tax till now. If I minus interest from here, we get profit before tax. Then we did suppose tax rate is 30%, so minus 12. So profit after tax is 28. So this is my income statement. Then shareholders fund. Suppose I am having 1 lakh equity shares, and long-term borrowing is this. So this is my total, and this is my total asset. So this is a data given, which we will use in some other computations. Fine. So now we will discuss, because the topic is on profitability, so we will discuss 4 types of profitabilities. Number one, the gross profit. What is actually the gross profit is? Gross profit means very simple, revenue from operation minus cost of goods sold. Like in this question, 200 minus 120, 80 is the gross profit. Higher the gross profit, better for the company, because they have to deduct many cash expenditure as well as non-cash expenditure from this gross profit. Second is EBITDA. Now, what is EBITDA? It is a very important. We will discuss in little bit detail. Okay, what is the difference between EBITDA and profit after tax? If I deduct depreciation and amortization, interest and tax from EBITDA, so I will get the profit after tax. Fine. So why we use EBITDA? Why we have calculated here? So there are three reasons, yet three differences between profit after tax and EBITDA. What is this? Number one, the reason of difference between EBITDA and net profit is depreciation and amortization. Number two, interest. And number three, tax expenditure. Okay. Now the question is why we are calculating EBITDA and where it is used. Actually, EBITDA is used to compare different companies. So now you will say, sir, we can compare the companies by their profit after tax. We can compare companies ki if one company is earning, suppose this company is earning 28 lakh rupees and another company is earning 35 lakh rupees, it means second company is better. So why to calculate EBITDA? EBITDA, why to calculate EBITDA? But EBITDA is a better measure of profitability than the profit after tax. Why so? So there are basically three reasons of difference between EBITDA and net profit. Because to calculate the net profit, we deduct depreciation, interest, and tax from EBITDA, from the EBITDA. Okay, so we will discuss every point separately. Number one, depreciation and amortization. Suppose you are comparing a new company, a company started 2 years back, and a company started 30 years back. So the company which was started 30 years back, so they purchased their assets 30 years back or 20 years back. So on their assets, they have almost charged maximum depreciation. But a new company which started 2 years back, their depreciation and amortization expenditure is more. I hope you are getting my point. The new company which is purchased now the machineries, they will charge higher amount of depreciation, while the older companies will charge lesser amount of depreciation because they already charge maximum portion of depreciation. So if depreciation expenditure is different, so we cannot compare them. Second, the interest. It may be that one company is using loan, another company is not using the loan. So the company which is not using the loan, their net profit will be higher. Or if the rate of interest is different for the two companies, then their net profit will be different. And third is the tax rate. In India also, there are some places which are known as a tax haven, where the government give some kind of relaxation in the taxation. As well as when you are comparing the multinational companies, so in different countries, rate of taxes are different. So these are the basically three reasons due to which EBITDA is known as a better measure than net profit. So generally the manufacturing should be compared on the basis of EBITDA, because in the manufacturing companies there is a very big amount of fixed assets and there is a huge amount of depreciation and amortization. So better you should compare the manufacturing companies on the basis of EBITDA, not on the basis of the net profit. As well as the service sector companies should be compared on the basis of EBIT, because generally they do not have very huge investment in the fixed assets. So better they should be compared on the basis of EBIT. So EBIT means so first is gross profit, second EBITDA, third is EBITDA is also known as cash operating profit. EBITDA is also known as cash operating profit because till now we have not deducted non-cash expenditure, which is depreciation and amortization. And EBIT is known as the operating profit, as we have deducted this. So generally we compare service sector companies on the basis of EBIT, And after, when we pay interest and tax, so we got the profit after tax, which is also known as the bottom line. Bottom line means basically the profit after taxes for which the company is working. Fine. Okay. Now, there are some ratios through which we can compare the performance of the company, the profitability of the company, basically, see how the company is performing. So one of them is, the first one is the gross profit ratio. It is a result of relationship between prices. This is the formula, gross profit upon revenue from operations into 100. So as per our example which we have taken, it is 40%. And it shows the average margin on goods sold. A firm have a reasonable gross profit ratio to ensure coverage of all operating expenses. Higher the ratio, better it is. To judge whether the ratio is satisfactory or not, it should be compared with the firm's past ratios or with the industry average. How much is the gross profit ratio other companies are having and what we are having. Higher the ratio, better for the firm, as it leaves higher margin to meet other expenses. And a decrease in gross profit ratio indicates that the cost of producing goods of the firm has increased, but it is not in a position to pass on the increased cost to the customers due to competitive pressure. It means many times, I take one example of this. You can see this table. In the year one, the sale was 10 rupees, cost of goods sold was 4, and gross profit was 6. So in percentage term, if I take sales 100%, COGS 40%, gross profit 60%. In the year two, because there is a lot of competition in the market, so company has to decrease the sale price from 10 rupees to 8 rupees. Cost of goods sold is same, 4 rupees. Gross profit decreased to 4 rupees. But if you calculate in percentage term, now if I take the sale at 100%, the COGS is 50, gross profit 50. So if you're just analyzing on the percentage basis, so it look like that COGS increased from 40% to 50%. But actually, the COGS are same, rupees 4 in both the conditions. This percentage changed from 40 to 50 because the selling price per unit reduced. And due to competition, company is not able to increase or maintain the same selling price. So that's why the numbers always not give the correct picture. We have to find out the reasons why this is happening, why numbers are changing. Second is the net profit ratio. The net profit is an indicator of overall efficiency of the firm, because net profit means basically profit after taxes. It is an indicative of the firm's ability to leave a margin of reasonable compensation to the owners for providing capital, expenses, non-operating expenses, depreciation and taxes. After deducting all the expenses, what the company is actually earning. This is the formula: profit after tax upon revenue from operations into 100. And as per our example, it comes to 14%. Whether 14% is a good ratio or not, how we can find out? We will compare it with our competitors, see what they are actually earning, or we can compare it with the industry average. Suppose there are other 10 companies in the industry, so on an average what they are earning, and then we can compare whether we stand. The significance is net profit ratio is an indicator of overall efficiency of the firm. Higher the ratio, better the profitability of the business. An increase in the ratio over the previous period shows improvement in the operational efficiency, and decline means otherwise. It means if your net profit ratio is increasing, it means company is doing good. They are improving in their overall operational efficiency. A high gross profit ratio but low net profit ratio is the indicator of higher operating expenses. Yes, sometimes it happens. The company is having a higher GP ratio, gross profit ratio, but their net profit ratio is low. It means company are having very high level of operating expenses, like their administrative expenses, selling expenses, interest expenses, they are quite higher, and they are not, that's why their net profit is lower. So price versus volume change. Sometimes it happens that your sales are increasing, but you have to understand why sales are increasing. It is improvement. It is important to determine whether the change in result of price or volume, because you have increased the selling price, that's why total sales are increasing, or selling price is same but number of units have increased, that's why it is increasing, or it is a combination of both the factors. You have increased selling price as well as number of units are also increasing. So all these things should also be considered. Are sales growing because the firm is increasing prices, or because more units are being sold, or both? So if you are able to, if the both are available, like you are increasing the price as well as volume is also increasing, then it is a good signal for the company, and it will help for the long-term survival to the company. Return on investment or return on capital employed, it is a very, very important profitability ratio, just to analyze whether we are getting proper return or not. It is just like, suppose I have invested 1 crore rupees in a business and my profit is 5 lakh rupees in a year. It means I am earning 5% only. The banks are given nowadays 7.5% rate of interest. So better I should invest my money in the bank. Why to invest in the business? Fine. So this is the measure which gives you the answer how much return you are getting on your investments. So this ratio measures a relationship between net profit before interest and tax and capital employed. It indicates how efficiently the shareholders' funds and long-term debts are being used. How efficiently you are using the money. And the formula is net profit before interest and tax upon capital employed into 100. How this formula is constructed, why we are using profit before interest and tax, it takes little long time to discuss. Here we are just discussing on the application part. And as per this question, our return on investment is 16%, which is quite a good return, because no bank can give you 16% return. Better we should continue with the company. Shareholders fund plus non-current liabilities are known as the capital employed. ROI assesses overall performance of the enterprise. It measures how efficiently the resources of the business are used. An increase in ratio shows the optimum resources of the business. If your return on capital employed is increasing, it means that you are able, it means you are properly utilizing your resources and the company is run very efficiently. A decrease in ratio shows inefficient use of capital. It means you are not proper. Up suppose you are getting a ratio of only return on investment only 3%, 2%. It means you are not utilizing your resources efficiently, and this is just the wastage of resources. Return on equity means this ratio describes the return on shareholders' funds. It shows the profit earned as a percentage of shareholders' funds. So return on net worth, we also call this the profit after tax upon shareholders' funds into 100. This is the formula. So in this question, we are earning about 15.56%. Higher the ratio, better the return to the shareholders. And earning per share means this represents the profit earned by a corporate in a year on per share, corporate in a year on per share basis. Because in the company, the profit is distributed on per share basis. So this is the formula: profit after tax minus dividend on preference or number of equity shares. So as per this question, we are getting a EPS of 28 rupees, and higher the EPS, better the company is performing. This is the profit the shareholder is getting on per share basis. Suppose if I am having 100 shares of this company, so my share of profit is 28 into 100, 2800 rupees. So increase in the EPS shows an increase in the wealth of the shareholders and is taken positively in the stock market. So if the EPS of a company is increasing, the share market and the share price of the stock will also increase. Dividend per share means how much profit the company is distributing to the shareholders. This is a better indicator than the EPS as it shows the amount of dividend received by the ordinary shareholders, while EPS merely shows theoretically how much belongs to the ordinary shareholders. So EPS only tells us this is your profit, but what the shareholder actually getting in their pocket, that is known as dividend per share. And many times it happens companies having yes, but they are not able to pay the dividend because of the liquidity crisis. The formula is dividend paid to equity shareholders upon number of equity shares, that is 20 rupees. And dividend payout ratio is, this ratio measures the relationship between the earnings belonging to the ordinary shareholders and the dividend paid to them. Fine. So in this way, these are some of the important ratios. So dividend payout ratio shows a proportion of profit paid to the shareholders. And this is the formula, dividend per share upon earning per share into 100. So as per this question, this data, it comes to 71.4%. It means if the company is earning 28 rupees per share and they are paying to their shareholders 20 rupees per share, so it means 71.4% they are paying as a dividend, and balance is retained by the company. So which is retained, that is known as earning retention ratio. So that is 100 minus dividend per payout ratio. So 100 minus 71.4, that is 28.6% is retained by the company. So these are some of the ratios which are used to calculate the profitability of the company. Fine. But when we are actually talking about the profitability, so these ratios give some picture. So this ratio states about the earning retained by the company. Retained earning can be used to pay loans, to purchase fixed assets, or can be plugged back for the growth of the company. Fine. Okay. So we have discussed, if I go back, because now I want to discuss some case studies with you. That's why we will just revise what we have learned till now. So if I discuss about the profitability, so these are some of the ratios through which we want to calculate or, or we want to measure the profit earning capacity of the company. Fine. This is the P&L account. According to this P&L account, we are having gross profit, we are having EBITDA, we are having EBIT, profit before tax, profit after tax. So there are different type of measures of the profit, or you can say there are different type of profits. But actually, I want to tell you now that profit concept. What concept means? This is actually a very unclear concept. If I go to the last slide, EPS, DPS, and dividend payout and earning retention ratio. Till here, we have discussed many type of profitability ratios. But I want to discuss with you that profit is a vague concept. It is very unclear. It is why it is unclear, because profit has different meanings. We have different type of profits. We are having gross profit, net profit, return on capital employed, return on equity, profit before tax, profit after tax, operating profit, EBIT, EBITDA. They are different type of profit. Which profit you will consider good? Which profit is trustworthy? If I ask you, so you will say, sir, net profit is the best one, because we get the net profit after deducting all the expenditures. I think if I ask, many of you will say, sir, in all of these, the best is the net profit, because after deducting all the expenses, we will get the net profit. So net profit gives us the best picture, but actually not. Why not? Because many time it happens that the company is having profit as per their P&L account, or as per the profit and loss account, or as per the net profit, they are having good amount of profit, but they are not having cash to pay to the salary to their employees, to pay to their creditors on time, to pay the interest burden, to pay the operating expenditures. They are not having cash to pay. Although as per the profitability, they are doing very good. So the best way to measure profit is cash profit. How much we are having profit into cash. So now I am coming back to the main topic, that is which is related to the MSME, which is related to the MSMEs. ये medium and small enterprises, as a medium MSME, your focus is on the cash profit, not on other type of profits. Fine. Now, what is the cash profit and what is this? So to basically to understand the cash profit, we have to go through a little bit about the cash flow statement. The cash flow statement is the best financial statement to understand the ability of the company to convert profit into the cash profit. ठीक है ना, कि whether company is having profit as per their P&L account, but whether they are having cash profit also, whether they are having cash to purchase machines, to pay the creditors on time, to pay the loan installment on time. Yes or no? That is very important. Okay, I just tell you, in an interview, it is asked to a one candidate, कि if I provide you P&L, balance sheet and cash flow statement, which is the most authentic statement to review the overall health of the company. If I give you P&L, balance sheet and cash flow statement, which is most authentic and which will give you overall health of the company. So the answer is cash flow statement, because cash is king, and cash flow statement is prepared on the basis of actual cash inflow and actual cash outflow. There is no ambiguity in this, no ambiguity, no manipulation in this. Actual inflow and outflow are considered. The statement of cash flow shows how cash has been generated during a year and how it has been used. So as an MSME, when you are doing your business, whether as a startup, whether you are running a business for the last 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, but you should know how to manage your cash. Do not only focus on the net profit, focus on cash profit also. Do not sold goods to those debtors which will give you payment after 1 year or 2 years. Then you will be stuck in the liquidity. And if you are making credit sales to these type of customers, there are more chances of the bankruptcy. Fine. So cash flow from operation is a key ingredient in analyzing the operating performance. So cash flow from operation means basically it gives you the idea of the ability of the company to convert profit into the cash profit, whether company is able to convert or not. Okay, now one question is it possible for a company showing profit as per their profit and loss account but not having cash to pay its liabilities? It means as per the P&L account, company is having lot of profit, but they are not having cash to pay their liabilities. It is possible? Yes, it is possible, and a number of time it happens. The companies which are going into bankruptcy, more than 50% companies are having P&L, are having profit as per their P&L account, but they are not having cash to pay their liabilities on time. The reasons are amount tied up in receivables. They have sold goods on credit to the debtor, to the receivables, but they are not paying on time. Reason may be any, but they are not paying on time. Second reason may be over purchasing of stock in the expectation that there may be lot of sales in the future, in the coming days. You have purchased over, and now the demand is less in the market, and you have stuck with the liquidity. But your P&L account is showing good amount of profit. Loan given, but customers are not paying installments on time. If you are a financial institutions, you have given loans, but the loan takers are not paying installment on time. As per your P&L account, you are just showing outstanding interest as your income, but not having cash. Excess production of stock than demand. In a manufacturing unit, as a MSME, you should be very clear how much may be the demand in the market, how much your competitors are producing. Accordingly, you should produce so that you may be able to uh, you may be able to maintain your production, your quality, your liquidity, each and everything you may be able. So these are some of the reasons when the company is having net profit in their as per their P&L account, but they're suffering from liquidity. That's why I'm saying the important is the cash profit, not these profits. All these profits may be positive, may be showing good good values, good volume, but ultimately there may be some type of manipulations. Like in some of the year, if you want to show your profit more, so what you will do, you will show lesser, you will charge lesser amount of depreciation. If you charge lesser depreciation, your profit will be high. If you charge more amount of depreciation, your profit will be low. So there is a manipulation in the P&L account. Lot of companies do this, which is known as the window dressing. Many times company do not show outstanding expenses. Why? To increase their profitability. Many times companies show accrued incomes, inflated accrued incomes. Inflated means income is only, for example, 10 lakhs, but they are showing 50 lakhs. So in this way, they are manipulating their financial statements. So that reason may be any, reason may be for taking the loans, reason may be to issue the equity shares in the market. So that's why they want to show the better picture of the company. But the cash profit is always depend, is the profit on which you can depend, and is the best measure of profit. Fine. So because the topic is profitability and balance sheet, so profitability, the best way to measure the profit is cash profit. So that's why as an MSME company, you should focus on liquidity also, whether you are getting lesser margin of profit, but sale goods, some amount of goods you should always say sell on cash, so that liquidity can be maintained, and you will have always some profit in your hand, which can be used to purchase raw material at discounted prices. Fine. Which will be used to pay the creditors before time, and you will get some amount of rebate from them. Fine. So best way is the cash profit. Now I discuss with you two cases. One case is Lehman Brothers Holding Incorporation. It is a USA bank. It was started in 1850 and it got bankrupt in 2008 after 158 years. And the bank was doing good. Bank was not in the loss at all. In 2008, when it filed for the bankruptcy, it was having the assets of 639 billion, and it is having debt of 619 billion. So it means you can see the assets are greater than the debt, but still the bank went into the liquidation. Why? you can see the data. Why the cash profit is important, or cash flow is important. You can see in the last 3 years, 2005, 6, 7. If you see the net income of the company is continuously increasing. In 2005, it was 3,260 million US dollars. In 2006, 4,007 million US dollar. In 2007, $4,192 million. So it is continuously increasing. So if income is increasing, then why the bank got bankrupt? So for that reason, we have to discuss their cash flow. Cash flow is divided into three parts: cash flow from operations, cash flow from investing activity, and cash flow from financing activity. There are three activities of the cash flow. But the most important is cash flow from operating activity, or we call it cash flow from operations. Cash flow from operation means basically it deals with uh, the sales minus operating expenses. It deals with sales. Sales, basically we are talking about cash sales and collection from debtors, minus all type of operating expenses like rent, wages, salaries, electricity bill, all type of expenses. But we do not consider a non-cash expenses. Depreciation, amortization, we do not include. So you can see in 2005, the cash flow from operation is minus $12,205 million. It means the bank was, the expenditures, the cash operating expenditures of the bank are more, but the cash income of the bank was actually lower, and they were in the loss of 12,205. In the next year, 2006, the cash operating losses of the bank were 36,376. And in 2007, it again increased to 45,595. It means the bank was not able to convert their net income into the cash income. Fine. Cash flow from investing activity, it is negative in all the years. It means the bank is investing some amount. And cash flow from financing is positive. Financing positive means it doesn't mean it is a very good sign. Financing positive means the bank is taking loans from other banks or from the government, US government, to run the bank. So every year the bank is having losses, cash flow from operations are negative. So to fulfill this loss, they are taking loans. But how much time they can take the loan? And in 2008, the US government as well as the other institutions stopped providing loan to the Lehman Brothers, and it got insolvent. Fine. So I just want to convey to the message to you all that only the profit which is showing in the P&L account, whether it is good or more or less, that is not so much important. The important thing is the cash profit. How much profit you are able to convert into the cash. Otherwise, if anyone will see this net income or the P&L, they will find that bank is doing good. But actually now the question is why their net income is increasing every year. The net income is increasing every year because they are charging interest on their customers, which is shown in the credit side of the P&L account. But in actual, the customers are not paying their interest. Customers are not paying their installments on time. So that's why the net income is increasing. But in actual, the bank is not having the liquidity to pay to their operating expenditures. Fine. Now we take one more case to discuss the comparison of cash flows. There are two companies, for example, Walmart Incorporation and Active Power Incorporation. The net cash provided, the operating activity provided by operating activity is 26,249 by Walmart, 68 by Active Power. Investing activity, Walmart minus 11,620 and active power minus 1243, financing activity Walmart minus 14191, and active power 9084. This is a net increase in cash and cash equivalent in the year end. So in the Walmart, net increase in cash is 632 million US dollars, while in the active power it is 7,927 million US dollars. So if I ask someone which company is doing good, so maybe some of them will say that active power is doing good because they are having more cash in hand at the end of the year. But that is actually not true. We have to find out the reasons why their cash balance is higher. So in case of, if we discuss each and every item separately, so we will find that in case of operating activity, which is the most important, which is the cash profit of the company. So Walmart's cash profit is 26,249, while Active Power's cash profit is only 68 million. Out of this profit, 26,249, Walmart invested in the purchase of some land, building, equipments, 11,620, while Active Power invested only $1,243 million. And if we see the financing activity, Walmart paid 14,191 towards their loans. So they have some loans, so they have paid $14,191 million, which means they are decreasing their debts as well as decreasing their interest burden for the future. While Active Power has raised the loan, they have taken the loan of 9,084 in the current year. That is the reason their at the end their cash balance is higher. So just to see that that company is having more cash on 31st March is doing good. No, we have to find out the reason why their cash is higher. Whether they have taken loans or they have sold some asset, anything may be there. They have sold some part of their business. So there are many reasons due to which the cash balances may be higher. So you cannot say only if Active Power is higher cash, that is a better company. We have to find out the reasons also. Fine. So in this way, uh, in a summary, at a conclusion, I can say that although there are different type of profits, all are necessary to calculate, to compute, to analyze, but the most important is the cash profit. So a new organization or a MSME must focus on their cash profits also. They should make the strategies, they should make the policies, their marketing policies, their receivables policies in such a way that they get the payment on time. They should sell goods to the good customers so that they can receive the payment on time, and they can run the business smoothly. Otherwise, if their maximum profit will be stuck with the debtors, with the stock, with the inventory, then what will happen? In books, there may be chances they are having profit, but in actual, they are not having any profits. Firstly, they will survive with the liquidity crisis, and later on, they will be into the bankruptcy condition. So that's all from my side for today, and thank you from my side.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. If any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Is there any question from the audience side? So hopefully your presentation was so knowledgeable that I don't think anybody would have any type of question. Anyone, please? Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, respected sir, very much for connecting with us. And we have enjoyed your presentation. And we also appreciate your insight on this topic. Thank you again for being a part of our event.
Lot of thanks, ma'am, for your kind words and appreciation. Thanks a lot.
So it was a pleasure working with you, and I hope we get to collaborate again in the future.
Surely, ma'am, surely.
And I think our next speaker is our next speaker will be taking some time to connect. Please have patience. Sir, Abhishek sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I just need to ask one question.
Yes, ma'am.
सर नॉर्मली एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर हम लोग जैसे नॉर्मली अकाउंट्स भी अगर हम लोग पढ़ते हैं तो इवन मार्केटिंग में भी लोग एक्चुअली प्रॉफिट के लिए ज़्यादा जोर करते कि प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए बट ऑन द सेम टाइम दे से कि वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन भी ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए एंड ऑन दैट पार्ट मार्केटिंग थोड़ा हमारे लिए एक्सपेंसिव हो जाता है तो उस केस में क्या होगा
ओके कि देखिए मैडम, कोई भी बिजनेस है, वेल्थ तभी क्रिएट होगी पहले बिजनेस एस्टेब्लिश होगा, ठीक
हाँ
है ना?
जी
नॉट फ्रॉम द वेरी फर्स्ट डे. तो फर्स्ट वी हैव टू फोकस टू बिल्ड द ब्रांड, टू प्रोवाइड बेटर क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट्स एट ए रीजनेबल प्राइस, सो दैट वी कैन गेट सम मार्केट पोजिशनिंग भी, है ना, कि मार्केट में हमारी पोजीशन बने. वी हैव
हाँ
सम
जी
कस्टमर लॉयल्टी, कुछ कस्टमर्स जुड़े हमारे साथ, एंड दे शुड बी कस्टमर लॉयल्टी ऑल्सो, कि दे शुड बी रीपर्चेजेस फ्रॉम द कस्टमर साइड, कि अगेन एंड अगेन दे आर कमिंग एंड दे विल स्प्रेड द नेम कि भाई दिस शॉप या दिस बिजनेस या दिस एंटरप्राइज, दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग गुड क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट्स एट ए रीजनेबल रेट. तो slowly when the sale will increase and when we will get some less, इसे कहते हैं हम less elasticity of demand, कि एक समय ऐसा आएगा कि हमारे पास जो कस्टमर्स होंगे वो they will depend on our product, क्योंकि उन्हें बड़ा विश्वास हो जाएगा कि they will have the full trust. तो वो एक कंडीशन ऐसी आएगी when we can increase the price of our products also, जो कि कंपनियां करती हैं later on. आज एप्पल अगर अपना फोन 1,80,000 का भी सेल कर पा रहा है तो दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द डिफरेंशिएशन, बिकॉज ऑफ सम मार्केट पोजीशनिंग. उसकी कॉस्टिंग इतनी ही नहीं है, देयर इज अ वेरी ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट इन द एप्पल मोबाइल. दैट्स व्हाई द कंपनी कम्स इन द टॉप 10 ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, है ना?
ओके
सो
सर
तो ये एक प्रोसेस है जो धीरे धीरे एस्टेब्लिश होगी, कि उसके बाद में जब एक बार हमारे पास कस्टमर लॉयल्टी आ जाएगी, कस्टमर्स हमारे ही प्रोडक्ट को पसंद करेंगे, तो धीरे धीरे हम अपना सेलिंग प्राइस भी बढ़ाएंगे. तो एक तरफ जब सेलिंग प्राइस भी बढ़ा, दूसरी तरफ हमारी यूनिट्स भी बढ़ रही हैं, नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स. तो उससे क्या होगा, हमारी टोटल जो नेट प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी है, ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट एज वेल एज द नेट प्रॉफिट, वो दोनों हमारे इंक्रीज होंगे. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट स्टेप आएगी जब हम, जैसे हिंदुस्तान लीवर है, नेस्ले है, दे आर नॉट सेलिंग गुड्स ऑन वन डे क्रेडिट. They are just selling 100% cash, even advance they charge. First you give them advance, then they will deliver you. तो फिर हम एक ऐसी कंपनी, ऐसा बिजनेस बन जाएंगे जिसके अंदर कोई क्रेडिट रिस्क ही नहीं बचा. वी आर नॉट सेलिंग इवन ए सिंगल पेनी ऑन क्रेडिट. तो वहां से फिर धीरे धीरे हम एक कैश मेकिंग प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बन जाएंगे, एंड ऑटोमेटिकली द वेल्थ विल स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग. तो इट इज ए प्रोसेस जहां पर कि हमें धीरे धीरे हम स्टेप बाय स्टेप अगर चलेंगे तो वी विल प्रोसीड.
तो सर बेसिकली मतलब एक एंटरप्रेन्योर को अगर अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है सो ही शुड गो फॉर मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजीज फर्स्ट देन ही शुड कंसीडर प्रॉफिट मेकिंग और वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन राइट.
यस, बिकॉज जो वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन है वो बाय प्रोडक्ट है प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी का, और प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी जो जो बाय प्रोडक्ट है वो बाय प्रोडक्ट है आपकी एक अच्छी क्वालिटी ऑफ प्रोडक्ट, रीजनेबल प्राइस, एंड योर इमेज इन द मार्केट. तो इट इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ ऑल, ये जब सारे कॉम्बिनेशन एक साथ आ जाए.
ओके थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू फॉर योर क्वेश्चन, थैंक यू.
And our next speaker has also joined us. Hello. Now, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Swati Kumar, and I welcome you all in a 4-week-long technology-based entrepreneurship development program. And I am the assistant professor in MITmeerut BBA department. And our next speaker has also joined us. Now, moving along to our session, please welcome Dr. Rajesh Verma, who will be speaking to us regarding the topic on the marketing management. And Dr. Rajesh Verma is an associate professor at Christ University, Delhi NCR. He has extensive educational background, holding a PhD in management from Qatar. He has also cleared the UGC NET in management as well as obtained an MBA marketing from MDU Rohtak. He has also done PGDM in marketing and approximately have 20 years of experience in teaching and mentoring undergraduate and postgraduate students. Now, Dr. Rajesh Verma is a dedicated educator and researcher. He has made significant contributions to the field of management through his exceptional track of research success. He has published multiple articles and research papers at both the national and the international level, showcasing his expertise and commitments to advancing knowledge in his field. His specializations in various subjects, including marketing management, business research methods, statistics for management, and strategic management. His in depth knowledge in these areas allow him to provide valuable insight and guidance to students seeking to understand and excel in these subjects. His teaching philosophy centers around creating a challenging and engaging learning environment. His aim is to foster an atmosphere where students become lifelong scholars and learners, encouraging them to develop critical thinking skills, whereas as well as research abilities. He has positively impacted the academic journey of numerous students, and his expertise in various management subjects and his commitments to the student success contribute to the university's academic excellence and the development of future leaders in the field of management. Now, I welcome you, sir. Please start with your session.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Good afternoon, one and all. This is Dr. Rajesh Verma from Christ deemed to be University, Delhi NCR campus, Ghaziabad. I am honored and privileged to be a part of this training session conducted by Meerut Institute of Technology in collaboration with the Department of Science and Technology on
Sorry to, sorry to
entrepreneurship.
disturb you, sir. Sorry to disturb you. The topic on which he is going to present is the preparation of detailed business plan.
Yes,
So
yes,
you,
yes, yes,
so you may
yes.
continue now. Sorry, sir.
I'm thankful to the team. The theme of the discussion assigned to me is preparation of detailed business plan. I will try to do justice with the topic given to me. I'm thankful and grateful to Professor Dr. Ankur Goel, Professor and Head of the Department BBA, Merit Institute of Technology, for giving me this opportunity. Before I take you to the journey of business plan, please permit me to share my screen so that it will be more easier for us to understand the points that are very, very important and pivotal in taking business decisions. Please confirm whether my screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, very good. So, who are the participants, ma'am? Can I know the background so that accordingly I will mold my discussion?
Sir, there are various faculties from different backgrounds, from management as well as from the entrepreneurship field and the marketing field, finance, you can say. Everyone who is related to entrepreneurship is here, sir. You can share your views with them.
Okay, okay. I'm thankful to you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the guidelines. So, business plan proposal, when we talk about business plan, a few things needs to be taken into consideration before we think of a new business. So, let us start with my presentation. We will go like this. It will be introduction, executive summary, business description, market research analysis, product or services, marketing and sales strategy, operations plan, management and organization, financial plan, which is very, very important, risk management, and conclusion. So briefly, I will touch upon these points. So any business plan, when we talk about, is a comprehensive document outlining the goals, strategies, and operational details of a proposed or existing business venture. So whenever we talk about a business plan, essentially it contains the details or the goals. Now, to make the audience understand, there are two similar words in strategic management, which are goals and objectives. Generally, whenever we refer a textbook or a study material, we talk about goals. But my opinion, it is important to talk about objectives, because goals are generic in nature, whereas objectives are very, very specific in nature. Goal will not suffice the purpose unless and until we have a defined objective with us. Second is, when we talk about strategies is basically plan. So, plan for your existing business, or you can plan for your forthcoming business or your future prospect. You can plan for both. So, goals are not very important, but what is more important, it is your objective. Objective are very, very specific in nature. They are time bound objectives. And when we talk about objectives, it can be classified into two types: financial and non financial objectives. Non-financial objectives primarily talks about how to expand your business, what will be your growth in next 5 years, next 3 years. And when we talk about financial objectives, it primarily talks about your understanding in terms of your balance sheet, your profit and loss account, your earning per share, your investment, and your liquidity. Business plan, in terms of strategy, it talks about your strategies, your operational details, your goals, your objectives for your existing business or for any new venture that you have decided to enter into. Moving forward, this is the structure of a business plan. And I believe that my participants who are here, they will try to make this session more interactive, because if it will be a monologue, people will start losing their interests. So my request to all of you, please participate and discuss, share your viewpoints also during the discussion. Screen is visible. Please confirm.
Yes, yes, the screen is visible and we will surely make it an interactive session.
Okay, great, ma'am. So, as discussed, there are four important aspects whenever we talk about business plan. It is strategic roadmap, investor attraction, risk mitigation, and resource allocation. Primarily, there may be some more subtopics, but primarily when we talk about a business plan, a structured business plan goes like this: strategic roadmap, investor attraction, risk mitigation, and resource allocation. And why we need this? A well crafted business plan proposal is essential for guiding the business through various stages of development, from inception to growth and sustainability, while minimizing the risk and maximizing the opportunities for success. When we talk in terms of a strategic roadmap, whenever you talk about strategic management or strategic roadmap, you have two very, very important aspects that are known as your strengths and weaknesses one side, and your opportunities and threats on the other side. So why we need a structured business plan? To minimize the threat that we have, to maximize or to exploit the opportunities that we have, how to overcome our weaknesses, and how to exploit our strengths that we have. That is all about your strategic roadmap. So let us move into detail of strategic roadmap, what it talks about. I have few points to discuss with you and have your own viewpoint on this. So strategic roadmap, when we talk about a strategic roadmap, it goes like this. Just as a journey cannot be get on upon without a roadmap, Businesses cannot achieve their goals without a strategic roadmap. And how we define a strategic roadmap is a visual description of a company's strategic goals and steps necessary to accomplish them. Second, it serves as a clear guide to align everyone in an organization towards its long term objectives, ensuring the understanding of the overall vision and individual responsibilities. Let us have a deliberation on this. So, strategic roadmap, we understood that is the strategic roadmap is the visual description. That is one part. Second, the second bullet point is more important. It serves as a clear guide to align everyone. Everyone means the human resources that we have in our organization from top to bottom in an organization towards its long term objectives. When you talk about your goals, as I told you while I was talking to you about goals and objectives, goals are generic, in very generic in nature. So, what is important? It is important to have understanding of the objectives because objectives are very, very clear, specific, and time bound. So, everyone in your organization must be having a very clear cut understanding what are your long term objectives, what are your short term objectives, overall vision, and individual responsibilities. Who will do what? That is the meaning of the word individual responsibility. Now, here we have another technical term which is known as vision. Vision, another term which is similar to vision in strategic management is mission statement. So, all my dear friends who are attending this seminar, they must be having the understanding about vision and mission statement. But since this opportunity has been given to me to explain that, I will explain you all. Vision is a long term objective or long term goal of any organization, and mission statement simply tells us why we are into this business is our mission statement, or what is our current status is our mission statement. So, if you ask somebody why you are into this business, you will have a very good handsome answer from that individual. He or she will be able to explain you why they are into that business. That is the mission statement. And vision statement is a long term objective of any business. And long term is not having a proper definition. It depends upon company to company to understand what is long term. A small business having a turnover of 30 crores to 50 crores, the long term could be of 5 years. But for any heavy industry like automobile, your long term could be of 20 years, 30 years. So it depends upon the type of industry we belong to, and accordingly, our long term objectives, our short term objectives, and the most important part is the involvement of all the individuals who are part of that organization is very, very important. And your strategic roadmap will guide you how to achieve your objectives and goals in long run and in short run by the involvement of all the stakeholders, primarily your employees, your top management, your middle management, your junior management, and your workforce. That is the background of strategic roadmap. Moving forward, to add something on to the discussion that we have, the components that can be considered for strategic roadmap, they goes like this. Your strategic objectives, we talked in length about the strategic objective that we have, right? And it talks about high level goals your organization aims to achieve, and it is a guiding roadmap. Second, initiatives, what initiatives you are going to take. And one very, very important thing that we have to understand here when we are talking about initiatives, there are two aspects when we talk about initiatives. One is the initiative taken by your management, or second is the initiative taken by your management based on the market feedback. There are two aspects. One is proactive approach, that okay, you have decided that do this, that is your initiative one. Second, you are doing something which is the base which is based on the market feedback that you have. For example, for example, suppose one car manufacturing company has decided, okay, we will enter into EV manufacturing based on the feedback from the market that people are moving from alternative fuel, that is CNG, to EV vehicles. Your company has also decided that we will do something in this field, and you have taken one initiative. That is the reaction that you have taken by visualizing what is happening in the marketplace. So, initiative can be of two types. One is proactive initiative that you have taken after getting the feedback, and second is reactive initiative that you have taken after visualizing what your competitors are doing. Third point is actions, the specific task related to each initiative, how to achieve the initiative that you have taken, and ultimately what you are doing, you are trying to reach your strategic objectives that you have defined in the beginning. Timelines, very, very important, because nothing can be done for infinite time period. You have to define your timelines by which time you are supposed to complete these objectives. That is very, very important. Milestones, we understand the milestones. What is the meaning of the milestone? It is based on the different layers of the objective that you have set for your business. Suppose I am talking about a milestone. In that case, first is, suppose I set a milestone that I will increase my turnover of the business by 50% in next 3 years. So my first milestone, what I will achieve after 1 year. Then second milestone, what will be my achievement after second year, and finally my third milestone, that is my output at the end of the third year. That is milestone, my prediction. But I don't know what will happen to future. That is unpredictable. But that is point number one. Second, because market environment is dynamic and external forces which influence your business from outside, you don't have any control on those parameters. But you have set your timeline. Okay, I will achieve this objective by this time. Second objective will be achieved by next 2 years. This objective will be achieved by next 3 years. That is your timelines. And on the basis of your timelines, you set up your milestones. And last point under typical strategic roadmap is dependencies and risk. How much you are dependent, what are the potential obstacles or factors that could impact your progression or success of your initiatives. That is to be taken into consideration, and you must have a clear cut understanding what can give you a setback and what are the obstacles that you may have in your business, and accordingly you have to plan a contingency plan how to overcome those obstacles, or factors. That is the reason whenever we talk about a business plan, we take into consideration three different exercises. First is external analysis that we do with the help of pestle framework, that the output of the external analysis talks about what are the opportunities and what are the threats. The another term that we can use for threats are potential obstacles. What are the opportunities and what are the threats available to us? And we get a some matrix in the form of a summary, which is known as, that is external threat and opportunity profile matrix. Second task that we are supposed to complete is known as internal analysis, that we do with the help of RBV or Brio framework, which gives us what are our own strengths and weaknesses. It is a relative study, and it gives us what are our strengths and weaknesses, and we develop a matrix to summarize, which is known as a strategic advantage profile matrix, SAP. When we club them together, external analysis, internal analysis, and third is industry analysis, which we generally conduct with the help of Porter's 5 forces model, we come out with SWOT analysis, that is what are my strengths and weaknesses and what are the opportunities and threats available to me for my existing business or for my forthcoming business. And accordingly, I will make my own strategies covering these points. What are my strategic objectives? What initiatives can I take? what are the action points, timelines, milestones, and how to mitigate or how to avoid potential obstacles or risks that can impact my progress or success in the current business, running business, or in my forthcoming business. I believe till this stage I am okay with all. Can I have the feedback so that I can continue? Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Sir, it was great, sir, for the components, everything, sir.
Okay. So should I continue, ma'am?
Yes, sir, everybody is here, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we have covered first point, that is strategic roadmap. Out of these 4 points, out of these 4 points, strategic roadmap, we have covered the first point, strategic roadmap under well-structured business plan. So I touched upon briefly about strategic roadmap, in which we talked about external analysis, internal analysis, and what are the threats. We have different metrics. One is ETOP, that is external threat and opportunity profile matrix. Second is SAP, that is strategic advantage profile matrix. On the same line, we conduct industry analysis with Porter's five forces model to understand what is the industry attractiveness and whether it's feasible or fruitful to enter into that industry, yes or no. If it is yes, then we can make our own strategic roadmap and enter into the business. Otherwise, we will find out second alternative. That was the brief discussion on strategic roadmap and the components. Next topic under this category is talking about investor attraction. Now, most of the people who are here in this meeting, who are interacting with me in this session, they are either faculty members or research scholars. So,
Yes,
last few months, although we have understood from the market that market world is facing recession, economic recession, every day we are hearing from one country or another country that they are facing economic recession. Fortunately, we are not facing economic depression, but economic recession is prevailing worldwide. Some countries are facing less, or some countries are facing more economic recession, and so is the condition with the startup business in India. In last few months, we have seen how the new startups, primarily who are tech companies, edutech companies, edtech companies, fintech companies, they are struggling how to retain the best talent because they don't have sufficient amount. So it is impossible for them to retain the talent. Another challenge. So, based on that, we have our topic under consideration is investor attraction. The latest add-on to that is the owner and founder of Byju's. So everybody knows what happened to Ravindran Byju's in last few days, right? All the offices of Ravindran Byju's has been closed except the head office, right? They are under the great financial trap, and only God knows what will happen to the promoter of that particular company, tech company. So my question is how to attract investors. That is the most important task, especially for those people who are planning to start a new venture or they are extremely new to the marketplace without having any background of the business. So first task is how to attract investors, and so that you can have investment in your business and you can start your own business. Because when you talk about resources, primarily you have four resources. They are financial resource, physical resource, human resource, and technological resource. Out of these four resources, the most important resource is financial resource. If you have adequate finance, or people who are there to back your business, right? Other challenges you can manage if you have adequate finance. So the topic under consideration is how to attract investors. Okay. In
So
a
the very,
dynamic
the
landscape,
very big answer is the business plan itself.
hello.
So the question which you asked, the answer is the itself the business plan through which we can attract our investors.
Yes, ma'am. That is why I am taking this topic. It is very, very important topic because everybody talks about business, right? Many people are having innovative ideas, but the biggest challenge is who will fund the business, right? And unless and until you reach a genuine person, unless and until you reach a genuine agency from where you can get adequate finance, right? It is very, very difficult to get finance for your own business, and especially when you are a new entrant. Do you agree with me, ma'am?
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
And we must be thankful to our new government, which is there in our country since last 10 years. They have taken many initiatives, especially for the startups, right?
Startup.
Although they are providing a small amount, but it's very encouraging for a small startups to start their own business, right or
Yes,
wrong, ma'am?
yes, sir.
And especially females, they are being encouraged to start their own business, own venture, right? And your statistics also confirm the same. If you talk about Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, it is very surprising to know that out of around 8.5 crores people who have taken this facility, more than 75 to 80% the takers are females, right?
Yes,
This
yes,
Pradhan
sir.
Mantri Mudra Yojana. Okay, coming back to the topic, we should not deviate. Investor attraction in the dynamic landscape of financial market, attracting investment is a crucial aspect that we understand for companies seeking growth and expansion. Now, everybody talks about growth and expansion, but many of us don't know how market can be expanded and what are the different methods. So let me touch upon the expansion business in next 2 minutes. When we talk about business expansion, there are four methods primarily. Hello, ma'am, you are saying something.
No, no, sir. You continue, please, sir.
Okay, so whenever we talk about business expansion, so I will touch upon business expansion in next 2 minutes. There are four methods by which we can expand our business. That is market penetration, market development, product development, and diversification. But for all these four methods, we need adequate finance. And the topic under consideration is investor attraction. So that is why we are talking about in a dynamic landscape, it is very, very challenging and crucial for taking finance from a financial company, bank, financial institution, angel investors. So whenever you are a startup or an established company, securing the attention of potential investors require a strategic approach. Again, the word strategic management comes to play a crucial role. So I have highlighted few things. First is craft a compelling story. What ma'am was also saying, if you have a story or statement to convince your investors, yes, you are going to do some miracle in the marketplace in terms of return on investment, definitely people will think of investing in your business. So first is craft a compelling story. So investors are not just looking at numbers, they want to connect with the convincing narrative. If you have convincing narrative that yes, my idea is a noble idea, what I am talking about nobody is talking in this world, and I can guarantee you about handsome return on investment, right? Share company, and you have shared your journey, your mission and vision statement which resonates with their values. Their values means people who are ready to invest in your business. Then there are chances you will be getting fund. First is crafting a compelling story that we understood. How good you are and how different you are from your close competitors. Then The better you are, the better is the probability of getting finance from the investors. Second, the most important, if you are alone, the chances are very less that you will get adequate investment. But if you can showcase them that you have people of like minded in your group, and you have your own team which are having people from different fields of life, but they are like minded, and they are going to work for a single mission or vision statement which you have already shared for the success of the company, then the chances of getting investment is more. And we have a fruitful story, already established story in the marketplace. One of the stories that talks about the team competence, not a new company, but it can be quoted as a team competence, that is Infosys. The team uh, of Sri Narayan Murthy, who with a group of four people, they started their own venture, and now that company is established company, well-known company. So that talks about the team that you have. Third is value proposition, clear value proposition. When you talk about value proposition, what you are going to talk about, you please clearly articulate your company's value proposition. Investors need to understand what sets your business apart and how their investment will contribute to its success. Two aspects: how you are different from your close competitors or far competitors. And when we talk about competitive market, there is another term in marketing management which is known as USP, that is unique selling proposition. So whenever we have our own competitor, it is very, very imperative to talk about how we offer something different to customers and to investors also. If we are selling a contemporary product, a contemporary brand, then if we don't have USP, then there the chances of getting success is very less. And second, it will not interact or attract our new investors who are planning to invest in our own business. So what value we are adding and what value proposition we are talking of, these two things must be taken into consideration while talking to your investors. Otherwise, if it does not look attractive, nobody will invest in your business. And that is the problem the tech companies are facing nowadays. Everybody is planning to become a unicorn, right? But if you read the background story, you will find initially it is very easy for them to find out the investors. But as the time goes, the investors start losing interest in the business, and the tech companies, they start facing challenges. Out of 100 companies, only 4 5 10 companies, they are capable of sustaining the market business. Otherwise, other players are bleeding like anything, and they are on the verge of closure. Okay. So value proposition is very, very important. How you convince your investors that yes, I am going to add some value to the market, and my product is a different product, my product is a unique product, and my return on investment is very handsome. So you are not going to lose your money in any case. That is the meaning of the word value proposition. How you are adding value to the business, and how you are adding value to the revenue model, and if you are getting adequate investment, whether you will be able to return them a handsome ROI, another aspect. Then only the investors will be attracted towards your business. That is why the heading is investor attraction. Because if you plan everything, but you don't have adequate finance and you don't have investors, how you will start your business? There is no other way out. You need finance to start your own business. Moving forward, adding to the values to them, next point is transparency and trust. How we are transparent, how much we are transparent, and what trust we can earn. That is another important aspect. Maintain transparency in your financial reports and operations. Building trust is fundamental to attract long-term investors who believe in the integrity of your business. Very, very important. We can make a star or double star to this point, because if you are not transparent, then the chances are very less that people will try to invest in your business. Because transparency, and another important word which is very, very important for any business, is integrity, which is written, that I have also already written. Transparency in your financial reports and operations. Building trust in fund is fundamental in attracting long-term investors who believe in the integrity of your business. Very, very important. If they don't believe, nobody will come to you for investment. Your business plan must be very robust, right? Develop a comprehensive business plan that outlines your short term, your long term goals. Investors want to have a clear roadmap, how their capital will be utilized and what return can be expected. That is ROI, return on investment. If it is very, very attractive and better than other financial institutions where they can make a fixed deposit or mutual fund investment, then only you can have that investment with your business. Otherwise, nobody will come to you. Next is engaging online presence. In last 4 5 years, what has been observed, that people who are capable of promoting their product, their brand online on different social media platforms, and they are trying to engage their customers in the term of feedback, in terms of blogs, they are more and more successful players. So, how to leverage your social media platforms to create an engaging online presence means it is imperative and important to make your online presence feel by your target audience, your customers, and as well as your investors, so that people can have the understanding what has been achieved by your company and what is your next plan and what how you are going to achieve them. So, your online presence in different social media platforms is again important, and that we have seen. It is not. It is not something which is I'm talking out of the box. That we have seen that in last 4 5 years, how things has been changed and how people are making themselves available on different social media platforms for the purpose of promotion, for the purpose of creating awareness, the role of influencers, the role of social media marketing professionals. These are very, very important. That is why we have included this point, that is engaging online presence. Then next is investor relations. We are supposed to develop investor relations, and there must be some team to address their query or inquiries very, very prominently. A proactive and responsive approach demonstrates a commitment to investor satisfaction. A proactive and responsive approach means whenever you have some query from your investors, then you must be very, very proactive to reply them back, right? Otherwise, they start losing interest, and once they start losing interest, go back to the first point, that is transparency and trust on this slide. It start making question on your integrity. So you must be very, very proactive and responsive in making reply to your investors and to the level of their satisfaction. Otherwise, it will raise a question mark in your on your integrity, on your transparency and trust. And once people start losing trust in a financial business, it's very, very, very difficult to regain the trust again. So please try to avoid that situation in which you are going to lose your interest, or customers or financiers or investors start losing interest in your business, right? Because my apprehension is, as a teacher, as a faculty, if people start having doubt in your integrity, your transparency and trust, especially when you are talking in terms of finance, it is next to impossible for you to retain your market share to survive in the marketplace in times to come. So we must be very careful about our own integrity, our own transparency and trust. So to conclude this, that is my point number 2 of business plan, attracting investor. We have to remember attracting investment is not just all about the numbers. It is about building relationships with whom your investors. By incorporating these tips into your strategy, you will be better positioned to attract the right investors for your company's success. That is the takeaway from this second point, that is attract investors. So successfully we have covered 2 points. Let me take you back to the previous slide. So we have covered strategic roadmap and investors attraction. Moving forward, the third point is risk mitigation. As the name suggests, how to mitigate risk, that is another important aspect. How to mitigate risk is another important aspect. It is when we talk about financial management or finance, we talk about risk mitigation. When we talk about strategic management, risk mitigation is similar something to threat, something similar to threat that we get after conducting external analysis. So, how to mitigate risk? How to mitigate risk means how to minimize the risk. So, moving forward, we can talk about how to mitigate risk is one of the important steps or key steps in management process. It refers to the strategy of planning and developing options to reduce threats that I told you. Okay, how to reduce, how to minimize threats is the basic challenge. Okay, so to minimize risk, first we have to understand that why this risk arises. Point number 1, if it arises due to external factors and you don't have any control on that, that only task that you can perform is how to minimize it. But if something which is arises due to your own wrong step that you have taken, then the challenges will be more for you, because nobody else is facing the same challenge in the same industry in which you belong to. So if it is arises due to some external factors, then yes, everybody who is there in your own industry, they will be facing the same sort of challenge. Then you have some strategy to minimize those risks. So risk mitigation is a result of techniques and strategies that are used to minimize risk levels and keep them down to tolerable levels. For example, suppose today government of India has decided, okay, now tomorrow onwards we will not permit any vehicle which is on Bharat 6 or Euro 6 to be sold out. Right? You must have a new emission norm to follow. Then only you will be able to sell your cars. So that is a risk for all car manufacturing companies. So you have to find out the way out, how to come out with this risk, right? How to minimize or how to tolerate it. That is the meaning of risk mitigation. By taking steps, negate threats and disasters, an organization is going to be in a strong position to eliminate and limit setbacks. For a classroom setup, it looks very good when you talk about risk mitigation, but it is equally difficult when you are doing the same thing when you are in the real market. Right? It is very, very difficult to mitigate risk unless and until you have a very robust strategic plan and best alternatives. Suppose one thing went wrong, what next best can be done? That is the best planning when we talk about risk mitigation. Otherwise, in an air conditioned classroom, to study risk, it looks very simple. But when you go to the marketplace to mitigate this risk, it's very, very challenging. Right? What I told you, that it is not possible for you to remove or eliminate threats, right? What best you can do, you can minimize it. You can minimize it to the level of tolerables that I have written in the second paragraph. Clip them down to a tolerable level. That also acceptable, no problem. Right? How to minimize it? That is the best part of risk mitigation. Right? Different type of potential risk includes what I have highlighted in yellow color: cyber attacks, natural disasters such as cyclones, hurricanes, financial uncertainty, legal liabilities, strategic management errors, and accidents. So first, you list down your risk. What are the risks available for your own business? Then, how to mitigate them? As I told you, and repeating, I am repeating again. It is not possible to eliminate your risk. It is only possible to minimize your risk to a certain level, and to when you minimize it, you will be able to handle it. That is the meaning of risk mitigation. You must have a valid plan to risk mitigation. Then next is when we talk about the fourth point, which talks about resource allocation. In the beginning of the session, I talked about resources. I am repeating again. We have four resources. Those are financial resource, human resource, technological resources, and physical resources. So if you are planning having your own business or planning to start a new business, you primarily have four resources. And how do you allocate resources is the story that talks about your success in coming future, or it will talk about your failure, both. So if you are good enough in allocating your resources, you can become a successful player. And if you are not good enough in allocating your resources, forget about your success. So risk allocation is the process of identifying all the available resources that you have, whether it's labor or monetary for a project, then strategically assigning them to tasks that enables them to do their best work. That is the meaning of resource allocation. The better you are in allocating your resources, the better are the chances of getting success in your forthcoming business or your existing business. No doubt in this. That is why people, there are different school of thoughts which, when we talk about human resources primarily, many government organizations, they are loss making organizations. Similar type of industry, when you go to private sector, you will find those kind of companies who are into private sector, they are a profit making organization. Where is the difference? The difference is the government companies, they don't bother about resource allocation because they believe that everything will be managed by government, either state government or central government. Whereas private organizations, they have to manage everything on their own. That is why when we talk about resource allocation, you will find many more manpower, wastage of manpower in government organization, whereas in private organization, they are capable of managing human resources very tactfully, and the productivity of the human resource will be on the higher side, and that is why they are profit making concern. So primarily when you talk about resource allocation, nothing can be done in terms of technological resource because you have purchased one technological resource and you are using it. But when you talk about two different resources, which I am going to talk about, one is financial resource and second is human resource. The better your understanding is about allocation of the resources, better are the probability of your success in times to come. No doubt in this. So we talked about all four things in brief. That is strategic roadmap, investor attraction, risk mitigation, resource allocation. I believe I do the topic that was given to me, I did justice to that topic. Now, moving forward, I have few things to discuss about. Um, that is executive summary. When we talk about business, we must have executive summary, and it primarily talks about your business overview, what business you are going to enter, the venture, and second is mission and objective. This is incomplete. The complete statement goes like this: it is vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Vision, mission, goals, and objectives. You have to have these four things all together. in a single platform, and that platform in terms of strategic management is known as strategic intent. Then you have financial highlights. Financial highlights means from where you will be getting your finance, whether you are putting your own money or you are finding out some investors, angel investors, or bank. Then moving forward, business description. I touched upon these things, that is vision, mission, statement, concept, industry you belong to, right? Analysis, market, what are the opportunities? We talked about ETOP matrix, we talked about external analysis, business model, legal structure. Legal structure is a part of external analysis. What legal requirements do you have from the government while starting your own business? For example, starting a pharmaceutical business is more difficult than starting a restaurant business, because in pharmaceutical business there are more legal requirements that you have to take different types of licenses to start your business. Whereas in restaurant business, although there are certain requirements, but not similar to pharmaceutical business. This is the meaning of legal structure of the business. Then market research and analysis, that you have to identify your target audience, who are your target audience, what is their size, what is the growth rate, and what preference they are having. And bullet point number 5 is talking about competitive analysis that I talked about in detail. SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis cannot be done in isolation. For conducting SWOT analysis, you must have external analysis and internal analysis plus industry analysis. Then only SWOT analysis can be done. That is market research and analysis. Then moving forward, what products or services you are going to offer, your unique selling proposition, how you are different from others, intellectual property consideration, IPR, that is more important. It plays a very important role, IPR, when you have services. Then develop your marketing and sales strategies. Management and organization I touched upon, the human resource, the technological resource, the top management, the middle management, junior management, and workforce. Then you have financial plan. Under this, you have a startup cost, funding requirements, sources of funding that we talked about. And finally, to conclude, we talked about value proposition in detail, call to action, confidence and commitment, vision for the future. And if everything is in place, all my best wishes. You can start your own business or you can expand your existing business. And that is all from my side. I believe I did justice to the topic given to me. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for the knowledgeable presentation. It was very informative. Anybody, any type of question regarding the business plan?
And I believe I am on time, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So I have one question.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Suppose there is a new entrepreneur, a new person who is starting a new business, and he's claiming or he's making a business plan, right? Now the investors need you can say they need something to back up that plan, right? From the entrepreneur. That means they need a proof कि आप जो बोल रहे हो आपके लिए उसके आपके पास उसका कोई बैकअप है, तो वो बैकअप वो एंटरप्रेन्योर कहाँ से लाएगा?
देखिए मैम, आपने जो बात बोली ना, बड़ा चैलेंजिंग है और सच्ची बात है ये, है ना. इट्स वेरी वेरी चैलेंजिंग and true. So unless and until you have a backup, right, you are not able to convince a new investor. That is point number 1. Point number 2. So what is the way out? Way out is run your business on a small scale. Don't scale it up for 1 or 2 years. Once you have established yourself, right, then you have success story to share with other investors. You have your own success story to share with other investors, then you can scale up your business.
Okay, sir.
Right? Because why I'm sharing, because one of my students, he was a very bright student. He started some product, marketing and selling of some product, which is very essential for health and hygiene.
Yes, sir.
So nobody was ready to make investment in that particular business. But 4 5 years down the line, when he has written his own success story, although it was small story, but now he is comfortable of getting investment. And in recent past, he got an investment of 50 lakhs from one of the investors, because he was able to convince that investor, yes, I have done something in last 4 years, so I can progress if you invest in my business.
Oh, okay, sir. Anyone, any kind of question? Sir, one more question from my side.
Yes, ma'am, please.
So even after making the business plan, once
Hmm.
we have created the framework or as per you the roadmap, but
Ji.
still there is a kind of fear कि हो पाएगा या नहीं हो पाएगा या
Ma'am, that is known as risk appetite. That is
yeah.
known as
So
risk appetite, right? The-
how to overcome that fear? Means we
so
have all the resources, even we have made the roadmap, but still in a corner of mind we have that fear कि will it be possible or not? So how to
yes.
overcome that?
So for that, ma'am, you must have a risk appetite, right? And you have must have a contingency plan. Means what? Suppose you have one plan A, okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
you thought of entering into that business. But please keep in mind that if it will not work, what next?
Okay. So means
What?
we need to have two plans or three plans at the same
Yes,
time.
contingency plan. You must have some contingency plan and risk appetite. Suppose you have invested 2 lakhs of rupees in a business. I'm quoting a small example, right? And you make a loss of 50,000. Okay,
Okay, sir.
then you must have that risk appetite. Okay, nothing has happened, I will try again.
Okay, sir.
That is the only way out. Otherwise, if you don't have risk appetite, then don't think of doing business. That is my sincere advice.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Anyone
Okay.
else? The question? Sir, the presentation was so informative that I don't think there are any kind of question right now.
So
Thank you.
I try to do justice with the topic that you have given to me. It was nice talking to you all.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, sir. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for the presentation on this topic. And we and my audience has received it very well. And thank you for being the part of our event. It was a very pleasurable presentation, and a very thank you from the side of Ankush sir, as well as a sorry as he was not able to attend it.
Yes, I received his message. I
Yes,
received
sir.
his
And
message that he has some important meeting.
yes, sir. He has actually a meeting right now, and he was not able to attend it.
No
So,
problem, man. I'm very thankful to you. Please
sir, we
give
enjoyed this time. We really enjoyed this time discussing this topic with you.
please give me a similar type of opportunity whenever you have. I'm very thankful to you and your team for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
thank you,
Now,
thank you all.
uh, now we'll end this session today. This is for all. And now we will be meeting tomorrow on Monday. We will be meeting on Monday. Okay. Thank you, everyone.